discretion is advised.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Geek It Out. I'm yours truly, the Dingbats here with my boy, Don Frickin' Prime.
Evening, folks. How's everyone tonight?
Yo, guys. How is everyone doing tonight? Wepa, what up, guys? Yes, guys. We got a lot to talk about this week. Unfortunately, it's not Hot Toys, though. Like, there might be a few Hot Toys we can talk about, but honestly, it's been quiet in the Hot Toy front as of late.
Yeah, hopefully they're actually working on figures that we pre-ordered.
Hey, Daddy, chill. Daddy, chill. Don't get him too wild.
Oh, wow,
though.
Serbia.
But,
Cool.
Serbia. Really? Wow.
Yes, we're the international businessmen.
We're international businessmen of 1/6 scale figures.
Yes.
But, dude, how you been, man? What's been happening?
I'm good. I got my replacement quarter scale Mark III. It's beautiful.
Oh, show us.
Yes, hold on. Yeah, so I'm just deciding now if I'm going to leave it in the position it is or if I'm just going to drop it down one level more. So I can keep it on the stand and it still has better visual height. But yeah, I mean, I've got everything hooked up to a soap reactor and then everything's hooked up to a smart plug-in through Alexa. So, Alexa, turn the case off. Alexa, turn the case on. Alexa, office off. Alexa, I am Iron Man.
That's really cool.
Hold on, and then we got Ozzy in the background. So, yeah, I've got them all on a routine and a program. Alexa, office on. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. She can be a little glitchy, but yep, so.
No, that's pretty cool, man. Oh my god, that's really cool. I wish I had that set up. I just gotta learn my ways on how to set up that Alexa. I gotta go go YouTube and do a tutorial on it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, if you know about electronics and you know about wiring and ohms and, you know, resistors and things like that, you actually, if you get the right USB cord, as long as it's, you know, like a high-powered or a high data cord where it actually has 4 wires inside the USB, one of them's a black and one of them's a red. That's your power wires, you know, and you can actually solder them to the actual battery ports if you know what you're doing. So you can modify your figures to be USB permanent, turn on and turn off. So
wow.
Again, it's one of those things.
Now, here's the thing, though. What I want... actually, Jazzy, he says, damn, bro, you got my Alexa all confused.
Yeah, see, that's our secret. We're trying to corrupt Amazon sidewalk, and we're gonna try and take over.
But yeah, man, I'm kind of like not disappointed, just surprised that Hot Toys hasn't put out anything the past few days, especially with the new Loki episode.
I mean, they put out yeah. I mean, they put out a new Back to the Future Cos Baby. That's about it. I think it was the future Biff Tannen, Mad Dog whatever, the one from Back to the Future 2. You know, when he was on his hoverboard wearing, you know, his... Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did that as a Cos Baby. That's the only thing they've released or announced in 2-3 weeks, so...
You know, I'm getting kind of not disappointed, but the fact that, okay, you're throwing all these Cos Babies at us. I want actual reissue of the Marty, or at least the 2.0, let's see, the DeLorean. I want that. I want the DeLorean 2.0 that never got released. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with the Mr. Fusion. Yeah, again, we've talked about this, and you brought this to my attention, because apparently the actual wheel conversion, or that process, that's a special copyright or a special license, which apparently is owned now by Mattel. And and Sideshow can't get it, or Sideshow doesn't want to get it, or it costs too much. So who knows? And that's apparently the thing that held it up. Because for the second movie, you need to have the tires flip over and rotate.
Actually, give me a second. I'm trying to figure this out. You think Craig? It might be your end. I'm watching it right now. My end. Yeah, at my end on my YouTube video I'm watching, it looks like everything's working out fine. My end. It could be your end, my friend. Sean C., you think Hot Toys held back on announcing a new Loki due to the third-party Loki? Ooh, that's what I wanted to talk about today as well. Because that third-party Loki, it's pretty fire, the President one.
I think that company might actually be basically trying to get it out now before Hot Toys announces theirs and blows it out of the water.
Come on, really? The only other two figures that might be coming out for Loki is the variant look, the maybe bow damage look that he had. But the thing is, you already had that look. They already got the 2.0 coming out, and then the President Loki. I'm not going to talk about more about it because I don't want to talk any spoilers. But
yeah, because I don't know. Because the way things are going, we're probably going to see something we're not even expecting. That's out of the deep, deep lore out of the comics, probably from the 60s. And that could be something we see the uniform, and they're like, they have to do that as the figure. I mean, there might be, 3 or 4 different major costume changes we can expect, just for Loki. Never mind any of the other variants that may or may not have already shown up.
Well, that's the thing, though. Maybe, just maybe, maybe we're just gonna get 2 of them. From the rumors, it was only going to get 2 figures from the Loki show. Those were the rumors.
Yeah, I think it's too early because, again, based on what we've seen just through the first few episodes, there's a couple of different looks that can already go for Loki. Again, without any spoilers, you got the normal, his normal business look with his jacket that says variant on the back. You could go with the prisoner look when he's wearing, the TVA pinstripes. But then again, Space Loki, without getting into spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, with the custom look, the Trickster God figure, the one with the President Loki and everything, I don't mind the head sculpt. I think it's a fun little head sculpt to have.
For $139, it's not bad. I mean, if they were asking Hot Toys money, I'd say hell no. I mean, because the cheeks, the cheeks are, for me, from this angle, the cheeks aren't right, and that's throwing off the whole face, for me at least. I mean, they're too high, they're too fat.
But I don't mind the front, though. I think the front is fine. I think in certain angles it's Loki, and then certain angles like, oh, what the hell happened here? But I don't mind the actual, the effort to get this figure into play. The thing is, I don't think Hot Toys will ever pull this off. Well, I don't know. Maybe they want to give it the college try and make this happen. You never know. So I wouldn't mind Hot Toys actually, putting their hands on that smile. Like I want that Loki smile, and have that Hot Toys quality to it.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know if this company can reach that though.
Mm-hmm.
Because at a certain point, if you put so much detail into your figure, especially the face's third-party company, then you're going to draw attention, and then you might be drawing the wrong people's attention.
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't mind this Loki, and like Sean C did bring up, is because Sean C did not have Sean C. Like Sean C just said that. What if Hot Toys is leaving out the whole Loki release or reveal, President Loki reveal, because of this reason, Or they're just waiting till the actual episode comes out, which is, I think, is next episode possibly.
I don't know, but I just think they're holding their cards because I think it might actually be something we're not expecting. I just, the way that they're going, I feel more often than not it might be again something we're not expecting. A weird variant uniform or something again from the comics in the '60s that no one is expecting, but once you see it, you're gonna be like, damn, you know.
Let me see. Would be nice for a GI Joe figure other than Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. Here's the thing, though. Does Hot
I
Toys
want
have
Beachhead. Oh, I was just
but
like, yeah, Beachhead, the Ranger.
yeah.
Um,
But here's the thing, though. Like, does Hot Toys have the licensing for GI Joes?
no, Hasbro. I mean, that's a Hasbro internal property, meaning Hasbro licenses that to whoever they want. Right now, it's currently with 3A because they're doing the Storm Shadow and the variants of Snake Eyes. But that's something like Hasbro would never. I mean, they gave it to Hot Toys for the GI Joe movie, which is something separate with licensing. But the difference is Hasbro now owns their own movie studio. It's internally called Allspark. So I don't know. But I mean, at this point, yeah, I don't think Hasbro would give the rights to Hot Toys because Hot Toys would ask for too much in profit, and they'd pay too little in a license. Whereas basically Hasbro's like, okay, they can wait until they find a distributor and a producer that meets what they want. So,
yeah, if they are coming out with any GI Joe figures, it's going to be Threezero. I wouldn't be surprised if Threezero hops on the movies versions that are coming out. They did so well with the GI Joe, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow already. Why don't they just hop on to the movie ones?
well, I mean, if you've seen the latest trailer 2, it's basically now a GI Joe versus Cobra, a reboot, but a true origin story. Because what you saw Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, possibly it was Lady J, Jinx, Baroness, Hardmaster, and probably others I didn't pick up on, but just in that.
Yeah, this is the one thing I'm worried about. Is like they're trying to make a franchise with the one of the main Snake Eyes. Like the gold one of the flagship characters for the GI Joe series and films. And I feel that I'm kind of like hesitant to how's that going to progress.
All right, so for this Snake Eyes movie, it seems like they're not necessarily going more with G.I. Joe, but they're going more with the exported version of G.I. Joe called, I think it was like Action Force or Action, something like that, where it was, like for the movies, they changed G.I. Joe's name to where like G.I. Joe actually meant like Global Integrated Joint Operations Element. I think that's what it was called. So they changed it from an American unit to like a global unit. And I think that's what they're basically trying to take bits and pieces from the American show version, but add like the international flavor so it sells better worldwide. That it's not just an American, they take everybody, it's an elite force, they've got to appease the world.
Is this like the Resurgence? Not Resurgence, but not Resurgence because that was a sequel where not I don't think it was called.
Right, I know. Yeah, Rise of Cobra.
The Rise of Cobra. Is this like the beginnings of Cobra, or like Cobra is beginning to like show itself?
Well, from what I can see, it's almost like they're already established, but now they're becoming more mainstream, or their attacks are becoming more prevalent.
Yeah, because in the first original movie, literally, Cobra started to get its footing, and the first movie I thought was like it was out of nowhere. It was like god,
yeah.
They try to make it too. They try to hop on too much on the freaking Iron Man train, and I was like, that's just that.
And the thing too is at the time too they try to make Cobra more like they were a rogue political element with an army, whereas like this one, they're like, nope, they're an evil terrorist organization, So, I mean, at least they're trying to go to the origins that Cobra's a terrorist organization. Plotting world domination, so they kind of said that in the trailer, so.
Sean says, what sucks about the movie versions is that they changed them to be different enough to get licensing rights for merch, where the fans, Joe, want the classic characters. And then he says, hence the first Transformers movie. I actually didn't mind the first one, the first Transformer movie. I did not mind that. I thought that was a lot of fun. I think it was a good step. First few steps.
Dark of the Moon. I just watched it yesterday, actually. Now, Dark of the Moon is basically a movie version of an actual G1. I think it was a two-parter. I think it was called Masquerade, if I can remember right. Where it was literally the Autobots are framed by the Decepticons. Autobots have to leave Earth, and Decepticons come over, and the Autobots, mysteriously come back because they faked their escape. Yeah, they literally. Dark of the Moon is literally the plot is taken from a G1 cartoon. So
yeah, honestly, what they should have done with that storyline, they did. I don't know why, but they should have continued on. Revenge of the Fallen was a perfect, footsteps to bring in. It was not Galvatron. What was his name? Oh,
Unicron.
Unicron, yes.
At the time, Bay refused to do them.
I think it was a budget issue.
Yeah, it was a budget issue at the time. I mean, when they finally did them, they did them in such a way that it was more from like anybody who watched Transformers Prime, that Earth and Unicron were essentially commingled, whereas like Primus and Cybertron were commingled. Again, in the mythology, Unicron is is like a multiverse anti-god. But in the movies, they almost try to set him up like if he dies, the Earth dies, and vice versa. So much like Unicron was the anti-hero against Proxima.
Yeah, they actually took that from another show they did, from a Transformers show. I think it was Prime. Yeah. And I was like, God, I'm like, you guys are doing too much. Just give us Unicron, the bad guy. And they were like, no, we can't do it because of budget. Like oh my God, then don't do it then. They don't do it, and they did it in that freaking the last 4 movies of Transformers. Those were the worst. Those were the freaking worst.
Hey Declan, thanks, brother. Yeah, I actually got this in Shannon. My rugby jersey. So yeah, this is definitely from the island, Shannon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my rugby jersey. Oh.
Hey, yeah, let's do this. Hey, yeah, show off. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yep. So,
but like I said, I don't mind the Transformers movies. Just that the first one, anyway. I think the first.
Well, you do know what was announced yesterday, right?
Yes, Beastmasters or the Transformers.
No, Beast Wars.
Beast Wars. I know. Yeah.
But essentially, what they're doing is they're going to make it emerge. It's going to be G1 versus the Beast Wars. It's going to be Autobots, Decepticons, as well as they're going to have Maximals and Predacons. And I think they've already confirmed like the Predacons. So Predaking might be showing up as a combiner.
That's the only thing though. I don't trust who's working on these Transformers movies anymore, man. Like
Bumblebee, Bumblebee was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, that was the only good one.
But it's the same thing. This is continuing the same story. The story takes place, I think, 7 years later now. It's in 1994. So it's basically everything after Gulf War I. And everything that's taken place now, so...
But you know what? Threezero has been doing a fantastic job with the Bumblebee line. And also, I wouldn't mind going back into the Revenge of the Fallen line if they give us the premium figures. The premium scale figures.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I thought Revenge of the Fallen was one of the worst movies ever made.
Dude, man, there's so much opportunities to bring in Unicron in there. Like Revenge of the Fallen, it sounds so much like a storyline for Unicron, like his eventual return, And I'm like, why didn't you guys set that up? But nah.
Yeah. Now, did you see the three? I showed it. I think I showed it to you on the chat. The Shattered Glass or the alternate universe Transformers. They did the good guy Soundwave, where he's rocking the '80s headband.
I saw that. Isn't that a limited release, kind of like a con release?
That sold out in 20 minutes.
Wow.
1,000 units. But apparently, specific amounts were locked to each continent. Like, apparently Big Bad Toy Store only got 100 or 150 figure allotment. Because, and there's, someplace for the AC Con, or the Hong Kong convention, they've got like 50, and and it's literally mini batches to all around the world.
And I
once
think
it's gone, it's gone.
I think they came out with a Deadpool version of Snake Eyes as well.
Dead Wars.
Dead Wars.
I think it was. Yeah, it's a red suit.
Yeah, I think they came out with that one, and then, hell, like I wouldn't be surprised if Threezero comes out with the hype that's coming out for GI Joe and also Transformers and these figures. They might reissue those again.
They need to come out with like a legitimate OG Cobra Commander.
Oh my god, bro, that'd be freaking
like I'm not talking about the one post Cobra Law, with Serpentor. I'm talking when he has the original cartoon head mask, not the variations. And I'm just talking about the original one, not like the ceremony full shield one. I'm talking like, if anything, the first G.I. Joe movie the second G.I. Joe movie did a decent job of actually trying to represent his mask. Once he got out of the prison pool.
One redeeming feature of Transformers was making my wet by Daddy.
Wet Mega. I'll just say this: when I was in Florida at the end of April, I was walking out of Islands of Adventure at Universal. Megan Fox was walking in. Now, granted, she was with Machine Gun Kelly and 8 security guards, but damn, she still looked fine.
No, man, damn. Hey, everybody is cutting down on Machine Gun Kelly getting pretty much whacked in the rap battle or something with the Eminem.
I don't know. I don't care.
But the thing is, he's married to Megan Fox, so he's winning. I don't care. Oh my god, MC. The problem with Darker the Moon, one of my issues with Darker the Moon, they were trying to sell me their love story between both the blonde and
Rosie Huntington.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god.
You know who she's married to?
Cringe. Who?
I think she's married to Jason Statham.
That's right. I did see a picture of that. Yeah. I did see it posted in that. Yeah. I couldn't I was okay with her. Just that the whole idea that honestly, they should have just done a story arc where Megan Fox died. Like, she died by Megatron, and when Wiki, I forgot his first name, but Sam Wiki, his name's Sam. Yeah, Sam had to figure out his way to live, but the fact that he died and whatever.
I think by the last movie that Marky Mark was in, he technically was dead, because they how like the whole Wiccan clan they were talking about. Yeah, because they basically said that everyone else was dead. That means Sam was dead. So they did eventually kill him off, because nobody wants anything to do with Shia LaBeouf anymore. He's blacklisted everywhere.
Well, he's blacklisted again because he went on a beating spree or something. I don't know. But anyway, the one thing I really wanted to talk about today is this out of your mind figure price point. Now, $255. That's not the price. That's like the half of the deposit. The full price is literally $510 without shipping for this 1/6 scale BBTS suit chamber, third party.
Now, does it include the suit? Or is it just the chamber?
No, it includes the suit, but the suit. Here's the thing, though. Like, I think the suit is inaccurate to the actual suit from the film.
Yeah, so they can get away without having a copyright strike.
Yeah, so you're spending literally $510
for a figure that's not even accurate. I mean, look at the cape.
Accurate. You're out of your damn minds.
Holy Christ! Christ in a can. That's a ripoff. I mean, at least offer it as an option to get it by itself.
This is like, what? You gotta be out of your damn minds trying to sell this. Like I understand if the suit. Like, here's another thing: the suit is 1/6 scale, but it's not it's a statue. You can't even pose this thing.
Okay, is that even a Batman symbol? I mean, or did they paint it in such a way that it doesn't look like it, but the raised graphic is actually a Batman symbol? Because it looks only like the two ends are painted black, and then the rest is gray to mesh in.
like I don't mind the cylinder display. Okay, I don't mind that. I think the cylinder display it looks fine. I definitely like to pick this up, but not for $510.
I mean, if you really want that, just get the one that was Toys Box made for the Iron Spider at the end of Civil War. I mean, and that's $120. If you want something that for your Batman suit, save yourself $380 and get the Toys Box one that was made for the Iron Spider.
Wow, that's how much is that? 120?
120, 130, and that one has a remote.
Now here's some battle damage pieces to it, though. This thing has some battle damage pieces, but that's the thing, though. Like,
it's still not accurate.
It's inaccurate, and also it's not posable either. It's just a freaking.
And that thing is huge, 50 centimeters. That's a big boy.
I don't think you fit. I don't think you'd be able to fit this on a D-top shelf. You got to take off a shelf just to fit this.
Yeah, hold on. I think that's. Yeah, that thing's 20 inches by itself. So that's not going to fit in a D-top. So.
Nah, it's a weird piece, man. It's a weird piece because they expect us to pay this much money for it, right? They expect us to pay this much money for a figure that's not posable, right? And inaccurate to the actual film.
It's not even close to accurate. It's so inaccurate. It's almost insulting that they're charging this.
It should have been $350, $360 tops. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to ride on the hype, but again, the cowl and the cape combination is. I don't know what they were is that almost like an amalgamation of different versions of Batman they're trying to go in there? I don't know. I mean, the boots are wrong. I mean, does he have yellow on his gloves?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be the battle damage look to it.
Okay, I mean...
Because look, there's a picture here with the battle damage pieces. Look. See?
Okay. It's just... I mean, the cape, the texture of the cape is all wrong, too. It doesn't even look like fabric. It looks like rubber, you know? Like the type of rubber you use as grips.
Nah, it's a weird thing. The thing is, like, if they had sold this by itself, then yeah. Like, I would have definitely picked this up. Like, by itself. Just by itself. Hell, I had friends that told me, dude, check this out. There was something I was going to buy by itself, but I found out it's $500 because they included the damn inaccurate suit.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pass. Even if I was interested, I'd pass. Because if I'm spending that money, I want the suit to be accurate.
They're out of your mind, man. Whoever did this, you guys are out of your freaking mind.
Not only are they afraid of mine, they got out of their freaking mind after they got out of their freaking mind by smoking so much of that freaking mind-bending crack. I mean, damn. I mean, talk about overestimating your hand in the game. I mean, he's sitting on a pair of jacks and he thinks he's running the river, to the end.
This doesn't make no sense. This makes no damn sense. Why they wanted to go with this damn BVS suit with this the BVS suit chamber, and then add the BVS suit that doesn't make freaking sense with the actual film. And like literally, I was gonna buy this, but then I saw that this is only a deposit. Well, then how much is the full price? Right there, $510, and shipping cost is not included.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing they're saying about the shipping cost, because this thing is so large, dimensional weight is also going to apply with this now. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be expensive at, again, just the chamber. It's at 20 inches tall, which means you can't, put it in a normal box, because, again, just for example, in the U.S., priority mail, it's basically the combinations of width, height, and length. Anything over 36 combined, that triggers dimensional pricing. So, and if this thing is already 12 inches alone, how long is the box? Which means right off the bat, this thing is so long, you're going to trigger, again, surcharges and dimensional prices no matter who you get it shipped through.
Wow. Hey, JB Collections, what's up? The chamber is just too much money. 400, right?
If it was an accurate suit, or if it was a hell of a better job of trying to be accurate, $400. Say 260, 270 for the figure, 120, 130 for the actual display. That might work, but
I was hoping 350. I was hoping 350 for the suit and the chamber. But 400 is freaking hella better than the 510. It's a resin statue. Yeah, I think it's just a statue. It's literally just a statue.
It's a statue. It's not even then hell no. This thing should be $189.
It comes with a figure, but it's a statue though. It's literally a statue.
It's an action master. Basically, you just stare at it.
It's a 1/6.
Yeah, it's a 1/6 action master. You don't call it a statue. It's just an action master. Basically like a non-transforming transformer from the early 90s. It's a 1/6 figure you can't actually manipulate. Therefore, it's a statue.
All right, give me a second. I'm trying to figure out if... There you go. I picked the right one. Cool. Someone talked about the Dexter, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The freaking Dexter, baby.
I like Sinister. Is there gold hidden in that base?
Oh, man. Okay, I'm getting too close here. Okay. So I really like this. And it's supposed to be licensed, too.
Oh, yeah, no. Showtime, all that stuff. Apparently you can also order this through Showtime or one of their merchandise stores. So...
Dude, yeah, are they going to be able to... Is Big Bad Toy Store or 6 scale going to have... No, 6 scale. Sideshow is going to have...
Again, this is one of those weird things because this is also entering into a kind of a new realm where, actual production companies or like Sideshow, they're reaching out to companies and they're getting figures made. It's not just like, hey, Hot Toys. Well, it's a little different thing. Again, because Sideshow's the one that Showtime's the one that's making this happen, not the production company that's doing Dexter. So, because you can even see on the actual ads go down, there's the official Showtime logo. And, the website, Showtime.com.
So you only could buy this at Showtime at the moment.
I don't know. Apparently 1/6 figure, 1/6 outfitters out of New York, apparently the word is they're trying to do something to get this, but no word, yes or no.
Apparently Big Bad Toy Store is, they finally put it up for pre-order.
But it has a markup, though, which means they're having to probably pay retail or very close to retail on this. And so basically any markup is just, for something like this, they're going to make very minimal profit margin on it. So,
all right, let me look at it. Let me pull up Dexter. Already shared it. There you go. $279 for this piece. It sounds about right because it was I think it was like $259 or $269 at Showtime, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're gonna have to pay a premium to get it, and thus if you get it through Big Bad, you're gonna have to pay more because they're not an official. This is almost like one of those situations you buy a figure off eBay and something breaks. Well, Sideshow's like, well, you didn't buy it from an official retailer. In one of those sense that like Big Bad Toy Store is almost like eBay in the sense because they're not an official retailer of this figure. Meaning, yeah, they can buy stock and sell of it, but they're not going to receive official distributor support. As if you bought it, say, from like Showtime or one of the official channels Showtime is saying to buy it from.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I try to zoom in, the quality of the pictures diminish. Not like the one on Facebook, the Facebook one, the quality still stayed. But yeah, from pre-orders through Big Bad Toy Store, you get it for first quarter 2022. $279. That's some Hot Toy territory, and I don't mind the head sculpt. I think everything else is fine. The body, the look, it has that Bruce Banner look to him. But as far as the head sculpt is concerned, I think there could be a little bit more tweaks to it. But it's it's Dexter though.
I like that angry Tom Brady.
Angry Tom Brady.
You know what? If you put a Tom Brady jersey on him, give him a football, you could probably pass that off as a bad Tom Brady.
not gonna lie, I could see people just making third parties, their third party kit bashes just with that head sculpt to create the Tom Hardy look, no Tom Brady look. I'm saying Tom Hardy. Man. Man. So let me bring up the other Facebook page, because the Facebook page, crap. Okay, this one. There you go. Yes. Okay, cool. Because it doesn't say what's on. It just says Facebook as I shared. So I'm like, oh boy, which one it is going to be today? But yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind the Dexter. I think this Dexter is a lot of fun. I would say I enjoyed the show for what it was. I think they went. I think a lot of shows. I think was one of the shows that did suffer with the writers issue. Wait, what? Was this? Was this? I know Heroes suffered from the writer strike, but I don't think Dexter did. I think Dexter.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I know my ex loved it. I didn't, and I never watched it. So all I know is he's a forensics expert who, as a cop, he's like a serial killer, except he only kills bad people. So he's like Venom in the sense that he only goes after the bad people.
Yeah, and also I think they did announce. I think this was also maybe the hype to hype up the or jump in the hype game for the release of the second season. The announcement, not the second season, but the new season or new show of Dexter.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just tell you this: as someone who bought the hype of an old show coming back, the X-Files for those 2 seasons. Yeah, just because it's coming back doesn't mean it's necessarily good, and doesn't mean it's necessarily not going to crap all over everything you grew up on and everything that's already been established. So.
Oh yeah, I think people are still spending. Chauncey, he's like, wasn't there a third-party version? I seem to recall the head sculpts and paint apps was better than.
Yeah, actually there is, and someone was displaying it on one of, I think either like 1/6 Republic or 6 Scale Network, as a comparison, and I saw it earlier today. And honestly, it holds up well for as old as it is compared to this.
Yeah, that was going for like thousands, like not thousands, but hundreds of dollars right now. Like it's hard to get because it's hard to find. It's one of those hard to find figures. You see, this is why I want to go with the Facebook one, because as I zoom into it, the quality doesn't diminish, just like the Big Bad Toy Store one. I do love these angles though. Like the angles are really good, especially with the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like
Dexter.
that. Yeah, that's Dexter right there. But then with other issues, again, it's an angry Tom Brady.
Angry Tom Brady. And some other angles is the angry Tom Brady. How dare you, Tom Brady? How dare you be angry? How dare you be angry with all those Super Bowl rings? How dare you?
Well, I'm angry you didn't win the 7th with the Patriots, so.
Yeah, didn't he lose like twice with the New York Giants? Like the New York Giants took his damn.
We will never speak of those games.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, and then the issue the year before that in 06 when they were playing the Colts in the AFC Championship game and then just choked in the second half. Yeah, I remember that game. I was watching literally at Iraq. It was 2:30 in the morning, and I was watching the Patriots. So I remember that.
I'm hoping that there are some improvements made during production. I think it looks good, even if it's soft close. I think, these are just the first prototype picks. I think it's going to do a lot better in the long run. I do love the detail of the accessories. I think that's pretty cool. Let me see. I do love these as well. I'm like, they're throwing a whole bunch of stuff with this. But is it $279, $269, or $260 worth? This is more like
I mean, a lot of time go down. You see the logo in the bottom left-hand corner? That's about 20 to 25% of this item's cost right off the bat is that logo, Showtime. Just like if they ever did Watchmen figures from the show, they'd have an HBO logo on them, and then again, 20 to 30% of that price would be for the HBO licensing and logo.
I think that's also the reason why Hot Toys they're raising their prices because of the licensing. It's not cheap.
Yep. Definitely. I mean, and the funny thing is, at least if they do their, with Hot Toys doing like the Marvel comic line now, You know how much money they actually say? Like, they can charge the same for a comic version die-cast Iron Man as they did with the MCU Iron Man. The thing is, though, if they include a head sculpt, they can include a generic comic book version. They don't have to pay anyone a licensing fee, or a likeness fee. So, yeah, same thing. I mean, yeah.
Now, my question is, are they going to do more? Or this is the first line of figures for Showtime and for other, other licensing. Because I actually wouldn't mind them, delving into other shows from Showtime. But the thing is, I know Dexter is a beloved character, among the fans, so it makes sense they will throw this in. But I wonder if they're going to work in some of the new figures for the show.
I mean, I don't know what shows are on Showtime. I just watch movies on them. I mean, I don't really watch shows, so to say, so I couldn't even speculate on that.
Yeah, let me see. Damn, I forgot the name of the show. Damn, I just know that one of the characters is a maniac when it comes to being with his family and stuff. I wouldn't mind a 6-scale figure of that particular character. It's named after the actual family, but they're all wild and stuff.
Pen and Bison. Yeah. Showtime collab with Bison for late night programming. Wiggles eyebrows.
Nate's short answer: no. Don Bribe.
David Hyrie, hot guy.
Wait a minute. Dexter was a big hit, so is Brady. I feel if people will buy it, both reasons for sure. I am tempted but my budget is so set aside for Star Wars until 2022. Hell, my budget is like all over the place, especially with Marvel and Star Wars. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah,
damn.
It's like we'll see. Yeah, thanks, appreciate that. Yeah.
But even though the Dexter does look great, I am. Is this going to be a 2-pack? Because it looks like you got 2 different looks.
Or I mean, is this like a deluxe? Like what an actual deluxe should be with multiple bodies, multiple
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to be 2 separate figures, and then I'm like, man, then the 2 different looks, or it's going to be one particular figure with different looks. That's the only thing, though. That's what I'm worried about, because I don't like switching out clothing. That's the only.
Then just buy a Bison body.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for the other body.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. 1 body, 2 heads, 2 outfits. Yeah, so just the one thing you're gonna have to do is find a Bison body that matches the paint on the head sculpt with the neck.
That almost looks like you could get away with a 32 or a 33.
Okay.
Because 30 might be too small.
Yeah, Hot Toys gets an NFL license.
Well, I will say this: Disney actually, because they own ESPN, Disney, not ESPN, they signed a new contract with the NHL, and part of that was a specific marketing clause. So, who knows? If anybody is going to get Hot Toys made of any actual sports in the America, it might be hockey first, because again, Disney just signed a new 7-year contract with them, and there are special exclusive merchandising rights and deals, and so it's possible. Hell,
yeah,
I mean,
isn't it part of Disney Plus? Isn't the NFL package part of Disney Plus as well?
No.
No.
You can get a package where you get Disney Plus, Hulu, and then ESPN, where it's all like $11.99, but like NFL Red Zone and stuff, that's all separate. That's like a separate subscription. That's also with like DirecTV. They have there's Red Zone, Sunday Ticket, all sorts of stuff.
Sean C is reminding me of Dr. Evil. How about now?
Zip it.
He's reminding me of Doctor Evil right now. Oh man.
Zip it good.
Oh man, but I think we're fine talking about Dexter. But another thing I wanted to really talk about, and it's getting crazy out here, especially with what's going on with Threezero, because Threezero is about to take my money too, man, and it's getting ridiculous. I'm like, y'all need to stop being so awesome,
Yeah.
because damn, look at this thing, man. Wow.
It's camo. Anything that's camo, that's like instant. Like I must investigate. I must. Can I buy it? Do I need it? I mean, it's got that old.
Yeah, are you just gonna get this just because of the camo?
I'm tempted because it's got the old classic BDU style uniform template, like the stuff I originally started with. So yeah, I mean, I'd love that pattern. Hell, I've got my own personal kit, and that's exactly the pattern it's in. So.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind this particular piece, but the thing is that Threezero is just teasing us little by little with a different T60 pictures and promo shots, and they haven't showed us the accessories yet. I'm really hoping this one comes with the Fat Boy. I'm really hoping this one does, or at least the alien weapon, the larger alien weapons. But the Fat Boy would be a must.
Yeah. No, and here's like I love how it opens, and I almost feel like Hot Toys should have, or they should have designed the War Machine to open like that, so when you get the actual Rhodey sculpt, it looks like that. I think like this is one aspect of the T60 armor where it does a hell of a lot better than the Iron Man, or specifically the War Machine versions, is exposing the head and the neck. Aesthetically this looks, I think, a lot better than just having your head in the mask in the helmet and the mask just pops up. This conveys a hell of a lot more to me personally.
I've been getting a lot of this comments from and also been seeing this a lot from other collectors as well. Keep saying it. Let Threezero get a license for Star Wars droids and troopers.
You can keep wishing it, but it ain't gonna happen. I mean, Hot Toys would seriously need to drop the boat, like literally off a waterfall for that to even be considered. Like Tamashii Nations, the diecast R2 and C-3PO, they couldn't even be made now, because those were made before any licenses were made with Hot Toys or anything was finalized. So,
oh my God!
Yeah,
I didn't even expect this. The Nobi in the house.
Hey,
What's
going on?
Hello, Don Prime. Hello, Nate. What are you guys complaining about today? What's going on?
Well, we were complaining about the 1/6 scale, third-party BBS suit chamber that came out a few days ago for pre-order, and that thing's like $510 for an inaccurate suit. But the chamber,
that's a resin statue.
$500.
No, $510, not including shipping, and the actual display case is so large it's going to trigger dimensional shipping.
Who's asking for that? $255. Wait, whoa! So 50%. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
No, we don't. This is This piece here is distracting us from our main goal, right? I'm hoping, Nate, that's what you came to your conclusion, right? We have the horizon of Star Wars pre-orders about to hit us in the next few months. So this is something that, as a Star Wars devoted collector, you shouldn't be wasting your time with. This is just more of like, we're going to look at it, we're going to compare it, and then we're going to move it along. Let's keep it on the conveyor belt. Let's move it along.
Honestly, I was considering, just picking this up, just for the 250, if it was just 250, but it's not. This whole set is $510. 250 is the deposit for it, and I'm like, you're out of your damn mind with this price.
And that's statue. Is that? Do we know? Is that vinyl? Is that cold cast resin? What is that? What is it? What is this mess? What?
Now I've been hearing this is a statue. This is a statue.
Oh, Jesus, Studio, and it's a third party pirate ship.
Yeah, polyurethane. It's rotocast vinyl.
No, No, we don't have time for this, Nate. We have to. You got to get your chess pieces aligned. You got to get your front lines, to storm the beach early fall. This is Z Studios. What the hell have they made? Is this their first thing? What have they made?
I've never heard of them before.
That's the thing. That's the thing, though. Don't these third parties keep changing their names after they get
sometimes
attacked?
Do if they get raided? It's all one company. That's the main thing, and then they all have subsidiaries. One gets raided, they shut down, then they move, or they literally hit a button, they transfer files. So
no, that's insane. When's the ETA on this? When is this about? Fourth quarter of 2021? Really? On the tentpole eve of the Star Wars Schlock Fest, this is when this thing is going to drop. No, we don't have time for this. We have the Star Wars pre-orders. We have the Marvel Cinematic Universe about to enter Phase 4. That does look good though, but looks can be deceiving though. Prototypes can be very. Check this dude out. He's so full of it. Sean Liza, you're talking about Bail Organa and Lobot. Look at this dude.
What?
He's
I don't get it. I don't get it. People are out of their minds with this freaking Bail Organa. Like Hot Toys would never do that. Toys will never do that.
No,
ever.
God, Lobot. Oh my God. No, that's a mess.
I could see Lobot before Bail Organa. That's the thing. I could see Lobot before Bail Organa because you can send Lobot with your Lando that comes out this year, or if it comes out this year.
No, don't be distracted with a lot of these third-party companies. I think for most collectors, our pre-order list is pretty well packed. Even if you're not collecting Star Wars. The Marvel MCU, what we just had, the rescue suit. Who knows what else is going to drop from the MCU that's been delayed for 2+ years, right? The Iron Patriot, right? We still don't have him from Endgame. Steve Rogers Endgame, he's out. Rescue suit, battle damage Mark 85.
Nope.
That's right, and then the Avengers 2.0 Captain Puerto Rico,
and then there's Loki.
There's Loki. We have Fat Thor. We have another Captain America 2012 version. I mean, we're still not even out of the end game yet. That's the insane part. There's a lot. There's quite a bit just for the MCU, and then DC. I think we don't have a lot for DC. Oh. The Harleys are going to be dropping. Anybody, even though you hate the movie, even though you hate the Birds of Prey film, there's still a demand for Harley Quinn. And there's 2 versions of Harley that are going to drop. And regardless if you're paying attention to it or not, Harleys always tend to trend well on the secondary market. So we have the 2 versions of Harley. So we have a couple DC drops coming in. Batman 2-pack, Batman Superman, that's next year. What?
I'm pulling it up right. I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah, Rex got delayed. What?
Yeah.
August or July?
Yeah. Rex is August, September.
Yeah. Rex is the one that concerns me because I would assume that'll be a back-to-back drop. You'll get him dropping, and then 2 weeks later you'll have the Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano. Then you'll have all her Royal Guards dropping.
And then the 501st.
501st, and then that'll be like a little domino effect, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, let's start, canceling one pre-order bar from Tom to pay Peter type deal, because Sideshow's going to start sending the...
I was kind of disappointed with the Harley Quinn, that those 2 releases for the movies. For the one movie, her solo movie, those 2 pieces.
The Birds of Prey, right? The Birds of Prey, right? Yeah.
That should have been one figure with deluxe accessories. Just deluxe it. Just deluxe it. You didn't have to release 2 pieces for that, unless they were like pushed to do 2 pieces. Like you need to release 2 figures at least for this movie. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do Harley Quinn.
Yeah, there is such a huge Harley Quinn fan base, and again, regardless, because I didn't think the movie was that great. I thought it was Birds of Prey, but I do know Harley Quinn 1/6 scale figures always sell. They always hold their value, and it caters to a different demographic of collectors. Meaning, it's kind of like the people who are in love with Grogu. There's collectors out there that only collect Grogu. Well, there's collectors out there that only collect Harley Quinn. And that's the main reason why those two versions of Harley Quinn will blow up. And again, not to pressure anybody or anything, I'm just letting you know Harley Quinn sells. So then we have these two clowns here from Batman Forever.
These two clowns.
Robin and Sono.
But that package though, man, come on.
Yeah. Robin in 3D. Looking at
Robin, what's in the box?
Yeah, Robin, yeah. I make fun of these two guys right here. I don't have them on pre-order, but I can promise you right now, these two characters will enter my collection because I can promise you we'll never see these guys ever again.
That is true, though, man.
Never again. I'll put money. This right here is considered like a one-off. It's kind of like Ripley from Aliens. Hot Toys has a habit of just doing one-offs, like Alita one-offs, things like that. I can promise you these two guys right here are going to be one-offs. You'll see them release, and you'll never see them. And if we see them again, it'll be a decade. It'll be like the next generation of collectors if they ever decide to revisit these molds. But yeah, I'll pick them up. I don't have them on pre-order.
Well, let me ask you a question. If these do surprisingly well, like these two, do you think Hot Toys would do something like Mr. Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze? Because that'd be something that a lot of people would actually drop the money for.
Too much R&D for that. That's Iron Man R&D.
Yeah, I'm with Nate on that. I think it'll be really expensive, and then they would need some sort of commitment from the collectors. I would love a Mr. Freeze pun Arnold Schwarzenegger. I would be all over that, but it would be expensive, and then to do it right because of his suit with the with the illumination and the glow on it, I think it would be really, really cool. I would love a Mr. Freeze. I would even love Uma Thurman as a Poison Ivy, but it could be it. I mean, it could be these two clowns here could be just like the '66 Batman and Robin. One, two and done, move it along. That's it. And then you count on the third-party market to make the villains and all the other schlocky characters and backgrounds and all that stuff. That's my prediction on those two.
Yeah, I know. I do agree. Like, when they release these, and when they finally sell out, like, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. It's going to be a niche market for these.
No.
And if you're looking for this particular suits, if you're like a fan somehow, some way, then it's going to be spending like resale money on these.
Yeah, it'll be like the Batman Tumbler. It'll show up in another generation, but it won't be like a Mark V or a Mark whatever reissue like Iron Man. Like after a couple years, or like a War Machine Mark I reissue after 3 years. No, not with those guys. No, it'll be a generational reissue, meaning 10+ years, just like the Tumbler. Because the Tumbler makes sense. It's been 12 years, right? Mm-hmm. So it would make sense that you're catering to a younger generation at the time that couldn't afford it. So to me, that makes sense. As from a business standpoint, that type of reissue, to me, I have no problem whatsoever because it's 10+ years. So yes, you're catering to a different generation. It's crap like the War Machine 2.0 reissue after 2+ years. It gets reissued. That to me just doesn't make any sense.
But that's the funny thing. It's not even a 2.0. It's literally a reissue. No, it's right here. Boom, reissue.
Well, factory. I mean, with the Neon Tech though, how do you even consider that though? Because then there's the Neon Tech War Machine, which is do you consider that a reissue or is that like a special one-off?
No, that I don't ever see that as a reissue. That's a reimagining of a character. It's kind of like a suit. We see, at least I do when I collect Iron Man. It's just Tony Stark putting on a different suit, a different variation of the suit. That's all it is. So I would never see the Neon Techs as reissues. They're just different versions of the hundreds of suits that Tony Stark built throughout his whole life. Everybody knows that. So that doesn't bother me. I would have. Did you any of you ever heard that one rumor? Probably this was before the pandemic, because I think the pandemic killed this really strong rumor, where they were going to do a Neon Tech Hulkbuster, and I was drooling all over that. That was before. That was before.
That's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yeah, that was from one of my Hong Kong sources, and once the pandemic hit, they would never heard it again, because they were on that Neon Tech bandwagon, and there's very little R&D that needs to other than a paint application. I thought it would have been really cool to have a Hulkbuster in that neon tech. I would have.
Now, was it the version 1 or version 2?
Huh?
Was it version 1 or version 2 of Hulkbuster?
Well, there's only one version of the Hulkbuster. All they ever did is that they re-released it with a different armor.
Well, no, there's the Infinity War Hulkbuster version.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the original one from Age of Ultron. Is that
okay?
The Age of Ultron one, the one with the.
So they were going hot and heavy then. They weren't just repainting a rotocast. They were like, let's add some fluorescent lights and some fluorescent paint to some actual metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I did hear, like, early in the pandemic, not even, like, a little before that, there was talks of a Neon Tech, another re-release, but another Neon Tech coming out. It was supposed to be in the Mark V.
Yeah, I did hear that. And I heard that at New York Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of that whole Neon Tech line probably just got thrown on the back burner, because I do remember hearing about the Hulkbuster Neon Tech before the pandemic. This was probably January or February of 2020. It's probably when I remember hearing about that. They're probably just playing catch up.
The crotch grabber. I don't think it can, man.
You need a wheelbarrow.
Yeah,
you need a wheelbarrow.
In flight pose to even support that weight. I don't. Yeah.
Let's see that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody did a live stream when they were first announced, this Robin. The actual actor, his suit, I mean, they got the right dimensions. That's exactly how, was it Joel Schumacher was the director? His little whimsical self. That's what he wanted. He wanted that 3D effect on there. But yeah, that's I'm almost positive that's screen accurate. That's
Closer,
Enhance.
I'm giving it all she got, Captain.
Yeah. With the nipples on and everything. That's all Joel Schumacher there, yeah.
And the Brat credit card.
Yeah. Now, in his defense, though, I do know that he's been on commentaries that he does regret a lot of his mistakes. He's actually one of the directors that admits he thought at the time he was doing the right thing. So he's one of those few directors that actually look, I messed up. So I still like Joe Schumacher. I really do.
He was also under pressure from the studios because the studios wanted to make it become more kid-friendly so they could sell more toys and put Batman and Robin's image on a Happy Meal at McDonald's.
No. Yeah.
I heard there is a Schumacher cut, and that people are pushing to get that release. I like Batman Forever. That's one of my favorite ones, other than the Keaton ones. Other than that, like, Batman Forever was like third place next to the Keaton films, and then the older ones with Batman Forever. Batman Forever, I love that freaking soundtrack. Well, that was one of my favorite things. I used to play the soundtrack all the freaking time.
Yeah, Kiss from a Rose.
Kiss from a Rose. Yeah, phenomenal. Yeah, I had the cassette, and I was jamming to the cassette drive and to and from where I remember that. I had the single. I remember for you kids out there, we used to listen to music on a cassette.
Oh my God, back in the days.
And my tape deck too. And I think I had the Jet at the time, the old tape deck car. Who were the villains? It was Carrie and Two-Face, right?
Yes, Jim Carrey and Two-Face. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Drew Barrymore was actually one of the Tommy Lee's henchwoman.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know who Jim Carrey's henchwoman was.
Yeah, that's right.
And also, because the reason why Keaton never came back, because I think there was an issue between Keaton and his wife with Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey didn't want to apologize, so Keaton was like, "I'm out, peace."
Like you were saying, but I think that was the last straw because Burton was still supposed to be attached to do Batman 3. Then he got removed. Schumacher got involved. Then Keaton didn't necessarily want to work with Schumacher. Then, Keaton was looking for an excuse to bounce out.
Yeah. Yeah, Keaton said he didn't want to do it if Tim Burton wasn't involved. Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, it had to be, also, that the whole thing with Tim Burton leaving as well. So Keaton was like, he's out.
I mean, I'll just say this. The one Burton movie I want to see that never got made, I want to see Superman Lives with Nick Cage as Superman. Because those photos that were released, they look insane. The leaked script was insane. It was like a teddy bear is a robot that turns into a a birthing pod, which gives him a new robotic suit and stuff from Krypton. And I'm like, yeah, but just remember, a giant spider.
Look at that comment from Fad Gadget on there, Nate. Batman and Nobbin is a pass for me. Folks out there, we joke about this, right? And I make fun of it. I don't have these two on pre-order, but I promise you, I will get these two because I 100% believe that they will absolutely double in the secondary market. Not like years down the road. I'm talking like 6 months to a year. Once those things are sold out, there's those characters, they cater to a different generation. They may even, that Batman and Robin may even introduce brand new collectors into Hot Toys. That's a different generation. That's over 20 plus years ago. Typically, most people need a tipping point of an IP to get them over. Those two can do it. Those two, if someone has never purchased a Hot Toys figure, they're like, I really love that movie because it was me and my wife or whatever. We had our firstborn and we saw it in the theaters and there's an emotional connection to that. And they see that and they buy it and they have no idea that the quality and the craftsmanship, that can segue brand new collectors. There's usually, like the Mandalorian did. I'm almost positive the Mandalorian was a segue IP that introduced a lot of new collectors into it. I'm pretty positive that's what got Aries. Pete from 6L Cantina, he talks about I just got into Hot Toys, and I'm pretty sure it was the Mandalorian Hot Toys that tipped him over. If you listen to his live streams and his time frame of his commitment, the Mandalorian did it for a lot of folks. So, but no, I don't. Yeah, I just don't trust that date. You see, the April to June. I don't know when that's going to drop. So this will be a Hong Kong pre-order. When it drops in Hong Kong, then I'll make my my jump.
Dude, April 20. I think this is gonna be because the thing is, the hype for this ain't gonna be that great for it. So that's what Hot Toys is doing. They're looking at the radar. They're watching the radar. They're watching the hype, and also they're watching the pre-orders, and they're adjusting to that. Yeah. And whatever has the more hype and more pre-orders, they'll push those out a lot faster. But that's the thing, though. A lot of people were giving me comments on the stream. Are they going to do more delays? And I don't think we are. If Hot Toys continues this trend with delays, I don't think we're going to get hit that hard in the first quarter of 2022. Like we're thinking it's going to happen. It might still happen.
No, I think it's happen because right now they're unfortunately the Rona over there has hit again. So they've had to reinstitute a lot of the rules, which means the factories are only working at anywhere between 25 to 40% capacity. Shipping has once again been brought to a halt. So, I mean, these are now things that are out of any normal person's control. Lockdowns once again are happening. Restrictions, social distancing over in certain areas of China are once again coming back. So unfortunately, it's probably going to be like this for the next year or 8 to 18 months. It's normal for some time over there, then there's an outbreak, then everything has to revert back. Then it's normal again, vice versa. So, I mean, this is going to probably be, something like clockwork again for the next year to 18 months. Where it's fine, then there's a delay. There's a fine, then there's a delay.
Yeah, my honest opinion, I don't expect it to balance out until the holiday season, at least until December. If we start to see early drops from certain Star Wars figures, say around the holiday season, you can use that as a control test. So, for example, if we start to see, and I hope I'm wrong, but if we start to see the Blurg sets drop on or around November and December, that's very early. I think those characters are going to drop early. I really, really do. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. That's probably, you can use that as a control test, and you can assume that maybe we're finally catching up.
I can see the troopers. I can see the reissue troopers. I can see them coming out early versus the blurgs and stuff, because the blur, I think the blurg needs a lot more work, possibly. So they're probably going to need to push that more towards the closer release date. But I could definitely see those trooper reissues, like the Shore Trooper and see, there was the Stormtrooper Commander over here, the Rogue One, pretty much.
Well, that was already scheduled to come out in October when they went up for pre-order.
Was that okay?
Yeah, I mean that was an early one.
Can you pull up Ahsoka Tano, the Clone Wars version? Can you pull up her estimated date? I want to see if that's changed.
The Clone Wars? Okay, give me a second.
I want to see if her date's changed. September to October, last I looked.
Okay.
They put Star Wars here because it's mixing up a lot of different stuff. Yeah, just
put Hot Star Wars and it should pull up everything. I want to see if her date has changed. What does it say now? October, December. Okay, so she hasn't changed yet. So that's actually still a good sign.
No, it's changed.
It has?
Yeah.
I thought it was always October 21st.
No, because originally I thought it was like September. Originally it was like I think August through September of this year.
Was it? Let me pull up.
Yeah, and then it got moved back to October now.
Let me see. Let me take a look here.
Okay, I mean,
you could be right. I thought it was always the fall because that was my prediction. That was the one that I was.
All right, so maybe I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it was only a couple months.
It could have been. You're probably right. I'm pulling up. I'm looking at my my Storm Tracker 2000. Looking at some of the stuff here. Okay, well, she hasn't changed.
A lot of people are saying she hasn't changed.
Yeah, she hasn't. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see. Saying he did get an email for this Ahsoka delayed.
Yeah. So only thing that I'm looking, because I'm looking at my chart, is the that Rex is the biggest mover, right? The Rex, because he was originally slated. I'm looking at my chart. It says April 21st to June, and then he got pushed back. Probably because of that head sculpt, because those head sculpts are hand painted. Probably one of the reasons that they.
Well, I mean, in his appearance in Bad Batch certainly didn't help with didn't hurt pre-orders, and the fact he's probably going to show up again.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so hey, Denobi, can you elaborate a bit more about? Okay, I think you dropped this on our stream the other time. Like you were hearing like talks about the company going to shambles, because Negan, he brought this up again. This might be the death of this company if that's true.
They're showing signs of struggle. So they're a privately held company, right? So we can't look at their books, but they're doing certain things to generate capital, right? Generate quick cash flow, and their one solid foundation is Iron Man. So. And because in the Asian market you could always collect 50% up front with a ticket, they've been doing some strategic retail moves of reissuing Iron Man characters that sold very well in the past, and you're able to generate that instant cash flow immediately to help supplement. So it seems to be working because Iron Man does sell. Iron Man just sells. And that's probably a great insurance clause for a company like Hot Toys, where they may not be able to depend on DC. They may not be able to depend on these little one-offs like Alita, Batman Forever, Harley Quinn, all that stuff. That's not where the moneymaker is, right? The real moneymaker has always been in these large big batches, like the 2-pack Mandalorian with Grogu, that it will never sell out, probably for another year. The Mark 7 finally is showing some, things like that. The Mark 50, those characters, they make them in such huge batches because of the confidence that they do sell, and there is a market for them. So you can use that, right? You can use that. You can kind of, you can kind of create a mental picture, a graph, a diagram. Plus, their amount of pre-orders for The Mandalorian with all the suits. That's no big secret, right? Everybody knows that Hot Toys, the head sculpts are hand-painted. That's labor-intensive. And if you're focusing on soldiers and armored characters, that the R&D is a little bit more less strenuous, yeah, you can quickly catch up. How many how many freaking stormtroopers? There's a tank trooper, short trooper, this trooper, rainbow colored trooper. There's a trooper.
Rainbow colored trooper.
Yeah, red. Of Corsican red guard, blue, red, yellow, purple. I mean,
don't forget the Blurg trooper, which is canon.
Yeah. So these characters, it's a quick flip. So it could be working. I mean, they could be very well on their last string. We don't know, right? We don't know. See, that's the thing with these toy companies. We won't know until the company folds. So we can speculate, we can theorize. All we can do is their business practices, and these 2-year delays, which has a lot of collectors frustrated. A big fish was finally started shipping today from Hong Kong, and it's the you probably don't even know about this, the Blitzway animatronic Terminator 2 arm finally is completed, and they started. That's a big fish. That's a grill.
Oh, yeah. That's been up for what? How many years?
Since 2018. Because I remember seeing it in person at San Diego Comic-Con since July 2018. Because I remember taking photos and footage of it, and they finally were able to come in. That's a 3-year delay, and they announced on their Instagram that they're going to start making shipments. They finally caught up after 3 years. So yeah, that pandemic really threw a wrench. Are they going to make any money on this 3-year development Terminator arm, even at a price tag of $1,400? I don't know. They may just be breaking an even. When you sit on an R&D and on a product for 3+ years, paying labor, paying manufacturing, paying distribution, my God, it'll be like the Blitzway Ecto 1, which everybody speculates they barely broke even on that. You know about the Blitzway Ecto 1, right? A lot of people feel, including me, they barely broke even on that. There wasn't a lot of pre-orders. The Blitzway Ecto 1, once it was shipped, it's gone. It's disappeared. It didn't even sit on anybody's shelves. It was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that's also, though, kind of a niche item, too. It's one thing to have the Ghostbusters as figures, but, I mean, even if you had the money for it, do you have the space for something that large? And if you didn't, did you have the ability or the resources to make the space? So, it's kind of like, why did they do it if they didn't even know they were going to have a minimum amount of orders, in the long run? To show profitability.
Is, that's
Ghostbusters Ecto 1, though, just to add to Don, though, this was during the height of that chick fest with the chicks and the Ghostbusters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the remake,
they thought Ghostbusters was going to be a resurgence. So,
I mean, and in fact, the movie actually did more damage than if it didn't come out.
Lane Kramer, he hit us with a super chat. So hey guys, Durham idea: 2020 Miles, classic Spider-Man Miles on an anti-Arc deluxe base, going against Mysterio and Taskmaster. That a good idea? What for Hot Toys to make?
Yeah, what's
no his own diorama that he's going to set up.
Oh, okay.
I gotcha, like a Marvel diorama. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's basically his Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Mysterio, another one. When the hell is he going to be released? He's 2 years plus now.
Supposedly, he should be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, Mysterio's pushing 2+ years already. He has to be. Holy smack!
And no head sculpt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing though. What if they surprise us with a head sculpt? Because supposedly there were supposed to be works into the head sculpt, but I think the reason why they canceled that in the beginning right away is because during that time when they announced Mysterio, mommy Sony and Daddy Disney were having issues during the time about licensing of Spider-Man and who's making more money here. Yeah. because Disney they're not making a dime with the Sony Spider-Man movies, only merchandising.
No, not anymore. The latest movie with the new contract, Sony's now actually getting profit.
From merchandise? I thought merchandise was always
really
Marvel.
No, prior contract, Disney got everything, but there's now more of a sharing agreement.
Okay. You could be right. I know for the longest it was always Marvel kept the merch and then Sony kept
and that was actually part of Sony's negotiating point for the new contract, is that basically if there's going to be shared, universe, there's going to have to be shared financial costs, but also sharing the financial profits.
They made a fortune on the video game anyway. Every time there's a Sony Spider-Man movie, they always make a killing on the PlayStation 3 or 4 every time, because that's all their revenue. Miles Morales' game is one of the best selling. That Spider-Man game on the PS4 was one of their.
Oh, I've got it. I've played it. Yeah.
One,
So.
But yeah, Lane Kramer, I think that would be a good idea. That setup anyway. But that's the thing though. Hot Toys needs to throw out more villains, and I'm hoping Sinister Six would bring that into play when Spider-Man 3 comes out. But that'll be a whole line of different Spider-Man. That's why I'm not picking up any of the Spider-Man figures from the PS4, because Spider-Man 3 No Way Home is gonna be a freaking nuke for Spider-Man figures.
Yeah, I'm calling at least 8 to 10 figures, at least.
Yeah.
And that's all different characters. So
okay, Nathan Henderson with another $5. Let's make some news and get a Cad Bane 6 scale. Hot Toys or even Sideshow. I have not lost my damn mind. Let's go. No, you're not out of your damn mind. They need a Cad Bane to pop in. You know, I would love a Cad Bane. Have you been watching?
Sideshow did make a Cad Bane back in the day.
Yeah, the Clone Trooper disguise.
Yeah.
If we see Cad Bane in any of the shows, if he's in the Book of Boba, if he's in the season 3 Mandalorian, if he's even in the Kenobi series, we will get a Cad Bane. But he has to have a realistic physical representation. How they do it, I don't know. It could be a CGI, it could be a mask. But I'm with you. If Cad Bane makes a guest appearance in live action, not in the animated schlock, but in live
not Bad
action.
Batch. You really, man? You don't believe he's gonna? They're not gonna do a because he's in the Bad Batch right now.
It's a gamble for Hot Toys. I would probably they may have insider information. Like, look, we're gonna have him in a live action form. I think the live action form of a Cad Bane would probably sell better than the clone version. I mean, we saw that with Ahsoka Tano. We saw that with the live action version. I mean, that's one of the things that Nate was preaching for weeks. Shit, I didn't forget that crap. Everybody forgot about the Clone Wars. I was like, well, yeah, this one looks better. Remember? It was like for weeks. That's all he ever preached about, that the live action, Rosario Dawson was trending better than than the cartoon version.
Yeah,
so,
it still is.
Yeah, so
it still is.
You don't think Hot Toys are
down.
looking at those numbers? Yeah. So if you have to only make one Cad Bane, I would wait and I would make a live action version of Cad Bane.
Well, they might pull Ahsoka Tano again and just make the Clone Wars version and then make a live action version like they did with the Ahsoka Tano and DX.
They could. I don't think it'd be wise with the 34 plus pre-orders, that are stewing, but they could, just to piss everybody off, I guess. And just to answer that quick question for Sean, yeah, I'm with him. I don't think we're going to get a head sculpt for Mysterio. I think we'll get a third-party pirated head sculpt for Mysterio. If that fishbowl pops off his body, then I can see that happening. I can see a head sculpt from a third-party vendor that you can swap out, but not from Hot Toys. No, it'll just be the fishbowl, assuming that fishbowl can pop off. I'm hoping it can, because I think.
The original solicitation for Mysterio, it had a blurred head sculpt on it, and then a couple days later, they issued a new solicitation where it was off. But the original solicitation most absolutely did have a head sculpt on it. It was just blurred out.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
but they removed it within hours because I think there was some licensing issue with that. And that disappointed me. And then it was, I think Mysterio was originally at $269, and then they brought it down to $250 something.
Did they really?
Yeah. They changed up the price as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I believe you. I never noticed that. Yeah, I ended up pre-ordering him through like Ultra Ego, but I knew that was going to be a long one because that was one of the ones that they actually told everybody, like, look, that one actually had the date set like a year and a half. That was before, right? Because wasn't he announced before the pandemic? I'm almost positive Mysterio was before the pandemic, and he had already had like a year plus out. So extending him didn't seem that bad for a lot of us. So yeah, we'll get him. I'm in no hurry.
But here's the thing, though: if they come out with Mysterio, right? If they come out with Mysterio for for No Way Home, another one.
Yeah.
That one, like, in order for me to purchase that one, they're gonna have to throw in a head sculpt. They're gonna have to throw in a head sculpt. I'm not gonna buy another.
And I think they're gonna.
I don't think we're gonna get another. I think this is it.
Well, if they do another one, it would be the movie suit. Yeah. He's still in his fish bubble, but he's wearing his polka dot movie suit.
Oh, that'd be cool. I would love that. His motion tracker suit with that'd be awesome. That would be cool. Yeah. The motion tracker suit, that would be.
And then his fishbowl has the extra cameras on him.
And you throw a couple of drones in the back. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the mini drones.
The little mini drones.
Yeah. Don't we have like the thing is with all the releases, with Spider-Man so far, they've been throwing a lot of those drones at us. They throw in the drone 3-pack it's 3-pack. Like it's 3 drones in that 1 pack, right? For $150. And they keep throwing drones. They try to find an excuse just to throw some drones.
Yeah, well, I mean, speaking of that, though, I kind of think, though, the next big, thing we're going to see from Hot Toys, though, that's going to surprise people. I think it's going to be Carnage. From Let There Be Carnage. Venom 2. I think that's going to be, like, the next big shock. Obviously, we're going to have to wait till it comes out. But I think that's going to be, like...
Does Venom sell? It always seems like it's always at the bottom of the.
Yeah, it's an expensive figure.
No, he's been down. Like he's been down since he's been out. Like I think the reason why is because the hype is not there anymore for Venom. Because this figure this pre-order figure came out years after the first film.
It came out in a dry period.
Yeah, in the dry period, right? And then. Here's the thing, though. Then there's probably collectors that are waiting to see what happens with Venom 2, and see they might have Venom 2 might drive up the sales for that Venom, or
but these other Venoms that are sitting there collecting dust isn't like a Venom pool or some other garbage.
Well, Venom pool is the body for Venom pool. Do not buy Venom pool at all. The body is horrific. I've seen multiple stories of the legs in the body is shattered, brand new, right out of the box.
Okay.
But yeah, there's only one. There's not a Venom that you can purchase right now.
Makes
like a true Venom.
Makes sense. Venom sells in the HK.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That
was one of my theories as well too. Yeah, because everything kept getting Venomized, and I'm like, it's not catering to the U.S. market. We don't like any of that crap. And even
I don't mind Venom.
Even just a regular Venom for $450, right? Aren't they asking $450?
$430, $440? Yeah, I think so.
For the black, for the one for the Tom Hardy. Yeah.
There's a $405 for the Venom.
Where's the one? Yeah, where he's in a black suit. Because I remember looking at him,
and he also includes Riot's weapon.
Yeah.
I'm clicking on Hot Toys. There you go.
There it is, right
405.
Okay. But then there's the Venomized Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's the 425.
405, and then you add some shipping and you add the tax to that. That I don't know. That's just you're looking at 440, 450. Yep.
You know what? And I think a lot of it has to, and I'm for a big reason with me. I'm not grabbing a Venom till he has a white symbiote symbol on his chest.
No.
That's a good way to save yourself. There you go.
See, I'll be honest, because, you see the Venomized Iron Man, how that has the actual, symbiote, and that's more... because if you had that look on the Venom movie figure, again, then you're talking a different story. Some people, they just might want to wait and see if he does get the symbol.
Yeah.
But I don't like the Dead Space claws coming out the freaking chest. I was not a big fan of this. I think this was a bad call right here.
I remember getting messages on this. People are like, "You're getting it to know because it's Iron Man." I was like, "Oh God, no! I'm not."
I'm not. I love Iron Man, and I think this is a wasted figure.
Yeah. No way.
No way. Are you are getting Rescue, right?
I am getting Rescue. Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Now what's what's the exclusive that comes with this version? You know, because there's the two versions.
I think it's a sword. There you go.
The hand attachment, yeah.
So you're getting Riot's weapons.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is the Venomized Iron Man.
Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah.
So I'll pull up the Iron Man one. I think the Iron Man one, Iron Man, can't confuse her. The Tom Hardy Venom. I failed opportunity here. They should have thrown it ahead. Maybe they're saving that for the
almost even the Parasitic did it.
Yeah.
The Threezero where they had the half Venom, half Tom Hardy head sculpt. So
okay, you get an extra Venom head.
Yeah, and they're incorporating some new technology. If you look at that figure, that I really question. I don't. They're doing something with those joints that we've never seen before. So there's a lot of risk taken. If you look at his elbow, it bends at the elbow. So what type of rubber composite are we using here? I don't know. There's just a lot of variables for that type of sticker price. And then I guess the tentacles in the back, the little heads are bendies, right? Little bendies on little skull. I mean, I don't. They're risk taking here, which I applaud them. They're taking a leap of faith with this figure. That's a journey I definitely don't want to take with them. But good luck to those who do.
Now it's wild with the prices because I think it does make sense because the new R&D is going to these figures and it makes sense why. But then again, I'm like, okay, why are you putting so much R&D in a figure like this? You're pretty much putting Iron Man R&D at this point with 405.
Well, I mean, one of the Venom figures is literally an Iron Man figure with a Venom coating.
Yeah.
So.
No, not for me. I've never.
But the thing is, yeah, if you were asking me like how well is it selling, it's not selling well over here. Like It's been down it's been down. Like there was probably some hyped up purchases in the very beginning, but ever since it's been down. And maybe the movie might bring up the hype again for this figure. But honestly, I don't know. Maybe Hot Toys has plans in the works for a Venom 2 version of this with maybe the Tom Hardy Hesco and maybe kind of like a 2-pack, kind of like they did with Hulk and Bruce Banner.
See, that actually would make more sense than some of the other 2-packs they're doing. Basically, the normal version, the everyday version, and then the Hulk version for Banner. So I definitely could see that, but I don't know. It also seems like they're potentially going more comedic route. Based on the trailer, so I don't know if that's something they would want to do. Or like you're saying, just do the head sculpt and do something funny like that.
No, I just think it's competitive. It's a competitive, saturated market right now. Where not everybody's going to be able to get what they want, and it's just really focusing on what you really want. I don't know. Like I said, I don't care for Venom very much. I love Spider-Man, but not at those sticker prices. Nope. I mean, because I see everything with sales tax and shipping, and that's just way too much. Not when there's just so much other good stuff coming in. But
yeah, you'll be pushing 450, 460 at this point.
Especially what I want to do, where I really do want to get majority of those Mandalorian characters, so I really have to play my game just right. And just I need to know when this stuff is I guess what I would want is I need to know when things are finally caught up to schedule, when things are finally caught up to balance. That way I can feel more confident in clicking a pre-order button, because I don't want $50 sitting in someone's account for 2+ years, and I don't want to collect pre-orders. I want to collect action figures that I can pose and play with. And this is a lot. And when you do the math, was it you, Nate? We talked about this. We're going to, this is $9,000 worth of pre-order schlock that majority of us want. And
oh my God.
And I don't want to get tapped out. I mean, I want a lot of this stuff, but I need to know when these drops are going to happen.
Yeah. Let me see. That's the thing, though. Like I'm really not sure what Hot Toys is gonna do, because the thing is, Hot Toys continues to do these delays, these random delays,
Yeah.
and you think that some of these series are probably going to come out. Like Rex should have been an easy money. Rex should have been easy. It should have been an easy release. Hell, there was talks that Rex was actually, before the delay, was going to be released early. There was talks that Rex was supposed to be released early.
To coincide with May 4th and Bad Batch, yep.
Yeah, there was literally rumors that this figure was going to be released early, and then we got the whole delay bomb. So that's why I'm kind of wondering.
But the thing is though, like Ray was released, and then 3 days later, she got a delay. Like, when has there ever been a situation, no matter what character it is, the item is physically released in Hong Kong, and then out of nowhere, 3 days later, it is delayed for everywhere else on the planet?
Well, the same thing happened with Grogu, with the 1/1 scale Grogu, which was released in February in Hong Kong, and then they finally, Sideshow was able to make shipments at the end of May. So that's a huge that's a huge delay. And I know Nate, is it Nate? I'm going to assume, because I know Dante, a lot of you guys are strictly Star Wars and you dabble with Marvel, but I'm not 100% committed to Star Wars. I collect Star Wars, but I still have Marvel, I still have DC on the back burners that I'm waiting on to drop. So that's the only reason I have to act like Chicken Little, and like I can't day one pre-order this stuff. I need to know when this stuff is going to drop, especially since there's some big fish out there that I was just notified with, and like I want that. Great, this finally drops. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the Terminator Blitz arm. I'm getting that. Like, that just came out of nowhere, a 3-year delay. I'm getting that. To me, that's a grail piece. That's a big fish. That's a mackerel in the ocean, because I know that we'll never see that again. But I also want Mandalorian too, and I want this and I want that. So it's crazy, you know. And I want that stupid Blurg. I hate that damn Blurg. I think it's crap, Quill and Blurg, but I'm getting it. I think it's the biggest ripoff, but
I'm telling you, my gut is telling me they are in trouble. I feel that because the thing is, like you were saying, Denobi, that over there, it's 50%, and with the pre-orders, and they get a lot of that good revenue out, especially with those pre-orders. So I feel that they're trying to make up the damage control what they've experienced through the pandemic last year, and they're trying to just make up for that. And the thing is, they keep putting out more figures. They keep putting out more videos on their social medias. I don't think they're as bad as everyone's thinking they are.
I think, but here's the thing: we'll never. I think that they are traveling choppy waters, but we may never know that. That's the thing. That's what kills me. Unless the crap hits the fan, and that something like that usually happens overnight. So they could be experiencing choppy waters, and we may never know. All we have is just heavy speculation. But for most U.S. collectors, we are somewhat protected because our deposits are backed by Sideshow, assuming that we, the collectors, don't put a run on the bank on Sideshow, because then they would suffer. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's can you just imagine the amount of what they would do physically for chargebacks?
Exactly.
Because in addition to chargebacks, then every chargeback is an additional $25 fee.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember talking to this with a buddy in Florida, where we technically should be somewhat protected with Sideshow, but if all the collectors we don't know how much of the business venture Sideshow, how much of their eggs is devoted to Hot Toys, right? We don't know that. Sideshow is a privately held company, so we don't know their numbers yet. Is it 50%? Is it 20%? Is it 80%? A lot of people, I remember back in the day, Sideshow only blew up because of Hot Toys. If Hot Toys wasn't distributed with Sideshow would just be as another big bad poster. So we don't know any of that stuff. So I'm hoping we're somewhat protected. That would suck, though, wouldn't it? If we if Hot Toy folds and then we're like, hey, Sideshow, I've made payments, because majority of us are on a payment. I'm not, but I would assume a lot of collectors are on a payment plan. Can you imagine if you've made 10 payments? Think about this, right? Think about this. You've 6 or 7 Hot Toy pre-orders through Sideshow. You've made payments. You paid them all off at the end of 2020, right? Because this stuff was supposed to drop in 2020. And you're like, hey, Hot Toys just folded, and I'd like to have all my money back, and that equates to $4,000. And Sideshow, that's for one collector, because it's what, $300. Someone do the math. What?
I'm gonna be. Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, IG-11, like similar thing. Oh yeah, and I know we had some people talking on here before. So like, I was one of those people. I got the email that my Scout and IG-11 was supposed to ship, but apparently the rumors is he's stuck in customs. Both of them are, the IG-11 and Scout. So because Sideshow, that's why they charged, because everything was tracking like it was supposed to, and then Customs stepped in. They're like, we ain't letting you play today, boys and girls. Customs gotta screw your day up some more. No. So this is not on Sideshow. This is on old Uncle Sam.
Yeah. So if you've paid off, let's say 6 characters, and on an average of $250 to $300, that's close to $2,000. And that would be horrible if everybody started like, yeah, we want our money back. And we don't know what Sideshow, because Sideshow could have sent. They could have been sitting on that during the pandemic to keep themselves afloat. We don't know. They're not, their books are closed to us, so we don't know what they did to weather the storm. Maybe it was those little vinyl pops, huh, Nate? Maybe Sideshow kept themselves afloat with all the little vinyl schlocky little things that they were pumping out.
Hot Toys keep popping those out, though. Hot Toys keep popping those out too.
Yeah.
Well, they in their designer toys that like. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that's a toy? Okay, somebody's gonna buy it because they keep making it.
Yeah, somebody. So, Quill and Blur, God, yeah. This is July. This is next year. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said,
you know what I find funny?
What?
It's like mismarketing on their part, because you don't get the Grogu in the blue blanket. You gotta buy that separately with the Grogu accessory pack.
Yeah, I don't like that either. They should not have done that. Even though it looks good for the photo op, they shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that creates confusion and mistrust, and they should not have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any accessories here. I was going through the accessories on the description as well. They don't include that. That's mismarketing, because now people are going to be like, hey, where's my blanket? I'm like, you had to buy a separate accessory pack for that. But that head sculpt, though, man. Head sculpt.
Hopefully. I mean, like I said, hopefully the next couple of weeks will, because as much as people, I don't want to get into the whole hate or love, but I do have Rey on pre-order. I do have Kylo Ren on I have a lot of Star Wars pre-order.
There you go. False advertising. That was the word. Yes.
Yeah.
Deceptive practices.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm waiting on this stuff to drop. That's what kills me. I think that's my biggest stress. That's my biggest stress point is when Sideshow decides to ship this stuff out to me, and they decide to drop 3 or 4 pre-orders in a 2-week period. Oh, we have the Kylo Ren. Oh, we have the Rey. Oh, we have your IG-11. You can see the Force. Yeah, I think it's 10. That's cool. So
shrouded in mystery we are.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense. You're concerned about it, because a lot of collectors, they've invested a lot of money in these figures, and they're not out yet. Like the Thanos battle damage, the Captain America 2.0 Captain Puerto Rico. It's like the brand new suit that not brand new suit, but the suit that he's that the brand new head sculpt. Like it's a 2.0, and they still haven't released that yet. Actually, that should have been an easy release. with that
Definitely,
one.
yep.
But they're having so much trouble with the AEG Captain America. Like, what the hell is going on with the other figures?
I don't. And then like Ray, I don't get when any of this stuff is going to drop. July. Oh, she got pushed.
Who?
Ray got pushed.
Ray got pushed again?
Yeah. She
Pull
was
that up.
slated for June. Yeah, she was slated for June. They pushed her till July. See what I mean? This is.
Yeah. Well, single songwriter. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had her on my schedule. I had her on my separate for June. But yeah, they pushed her back. So did Ray. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. It's just gonna be a mess.
Okay, Ray's page 2. Oh my gosh, she's. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
July and August.
Yeah.
Damn.
She dropped in May, right? Right, Don? Am I right? She was in May in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Early May too. So
yep. Yeah.
So that's a big push. That's a big pushback. Yeah.
Well, and I found a few days ago actually something very important actually specifically about Iron Patriot and the War Machine Mark 6 was actually put out by the designer from of the figure and the people that worked with Endgame. Now originally Iron Patriot 2.0 was originally planned to be Rhodey's suit the entire movie. He would have done a quick changeover and or shown the Mark 4 and that would have been the Mark 5. But in the scene on when they're looking for the Power Stone and they knock Quill out, at that point the Iron Patriot 2 suit was too large digitally for them to actually have that close scene when they're talking about. He's like, "Hey, you work with what you get," so they redesigned the entire suit just for that one scene.
Wow.
So, and that's why the reason we got the War Machine's Mark 6 is so sleek. It's because they wanted it to basically look aesthetically kind of like Nebula in the fact that Rhodey's like a cyborg now, whereas Nebula was a cyborg as well. And so that's why Iron Patriot 2 was saved to the end, because that was originally going to be a suit for the entire movie.
Yeah, I have him on pre-order. Waitlist full.
No, it's not waitlist open. It's waitlist full.
It's full. That ship has sailed. Yeah, Heavy Mandalorian's gone.
No, but it says waitlist open here. I think it was.
Does it?
Yeah. It says it right here on the site. But when you click on the figure, it says. Look at that. Look at that.
At this point, you're the last person on the wait list. It doesn't matter anyway.
No.
That's like being the last person that jumps in the volcano. Doesn't matter your number, you're still screwed.
If we can, I gotta bounce, Nate, but I want to add something really quick to the end game. Once we get out of this end game schlock of pre-orders, I think Hot Toys will be in a better situation to catch up with their existing pre-orders, because there's just, people keep forgetting. We're going on 2+ years. There's a ton of endgame crap. You have Smart Hulk, Mark 85 Battle Damage. You have Fat Thor. You have 2012 Loki, 2012 Captain America, Iron Patriot. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of characters. And we're just now getting Rescue Suit. So I would probably tell folks, my honest opinion, like if you want to start pre-ordering, wait till the endgame line is completely done. I'm thinking by the end of the year. I'm thinking we'll be done by the end of the year. Meaning pre-orders delivered to customers. Because again, it is a lot. You go down the list, it's a lot. Smart Hulk. I mean, who the hell pre-ordered Smart Hulk? Fat Thor, Loki, and then like I said, 2 versions of the 2012 Avengers, Loki, another Captain America. It took years to get that damn endgame Captain America. Now we have another Captain America. Yeah. So I would feel a little bit better once they reach their commitment to the endgame line, because it's a lot, man. And then like I said, that Iron Patriot is $500 plus. It's a $500 plus figure that's going to drop with around the same time frame as these Clone War characters. So I'm getting my Iron Patriot. I'm not going to pass him up because
have Hot Toys ever canceled like a mass cancellation of figures that were
no,
on pre-orders? They never done that.
never. They've always been but never say never. Watch them do. They've never done it. They've always kept their commitment. They'll drag their feet for years to deliver the damn thing, but they've never canceled a pre-order once they move forward with a pre-order. So, yeah, we'll see.
Well, Nate, did they cancel? Well, didn't you order a figure? Didn't you order Aquaman, and they canceled the run, or they canceled the initial run? So like, they got you money back, and then Sideshow gave you extra rewards points because Hot Toys canceled the run, right?
No. Sideshow, they canceled my order because they ran out of stock.
Oh, okay. I thought
they ran out of stock.
Yeah.
That was their end. That was their
okay.
They did the wrong numbers.
Yeah, Nate's asking if they ever if they ever announced a pre-order and then a couple years later they cancel it. They've never done that. Never. They've always been able to fulfill their commitments. And again, even though if it takes 2 to 3 years, they've always do. But never say never. That would suck. Now I know other companies have done it. I know Blitzway has done it. That's why I get annoyed with the Blitzway company because they're licensed 1/6 scale. And they've done it on multiple occasions.
Really?
Yes. One of the ones they did it with me was the pirate movie with Gina Davis.
Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat Island. They announced a pre-order. Everybody was collecting deposits. And then a year, like 13 months later, they're like, nah, we're not going to do it. And I'm like what the what? What? And they did it with another character too. They did it with somebody else, and I think one that came really close was the Antonio Banderas Zorro was one. So
really?
Blitzway has done it, yeah. So Blitzway has a. I thought that's what they were going to do with the Terminator arm because they have a history. They're licensed. They're pretty kind of on par with Hot Toys. But yeah, they have punked out before on their pre-orders. It's another company that I can't. Oh, Chronicle Collectibles, but they're no longer around. There's a few other companies that have done it too, but as from what I can tell, Hot Toys has never canceled a pre-order. But never say never. Anyway, I gotta go. Nate,
all right, brother. Fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
brother.
See you.
Cool.
Denovi's always fun.
Yep. Bringing the truth and bringing some knowledge and temperance.
But
word of the day.
Word of the freaking day. But here's the thing, though. Like, would Hot Toys ever do that? You know,
honestly, I think so.
Not cancel themselves out. You know, as far as like going bankrupt or going out of business. But in order to save themselves from doing that, would they ever?
I'll be honest with you.
Just mass extinction of Hot Toy figures.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you had to ask me if they had to cancel one Star Wars figure right now, or even 2 Star Wars figures, all right, say out of the 34, 35 pre-orders right now, if they legitimately had to cancel 2, and I was put in charge of Hot Toys, I would tell you the 2 I would cancel. Some people might not like this, some might. So I would cancel Snow Speeder Luke. And I would cancel the clone guards, the Corsican guards. Those would be the 2 I would cancel.
I could see that. I do agree with you on that. I think the Snowspeeder Luke is very disappointing. Like the body is fine. My problem with it is the head sculpt. Like the head sculpt is literally just it's a reissue. Like they took the head sculpt from the damn Return of the Jedi. It's the Return of the Jedi one.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, they tweaked the face a little bit. But again, shading, different paint apps. It's literally 98% the same. And again, they might have changed up the hairpiece a little bit because it's a separate piece, which they can do. So, Thrawn is mad at me. Is he going to rain vengeance?
Oh my God, Grandma Thrawn! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't initiate bombardment, sir. we beg.
Base Delta Zero, initiate.
Well, that is true. What Penny said. They made Rey and Kylo at low pre-orders. They won't cancel those. They won't do it.
Oh, I'm just saying, again, if I was in charge and, basically you got to trim the fat from your overall production line, I think these two are the ones most likely to go. Again, this Luke Skywalker, he's almost like, I hate to say it because, again, it's Luke Skywalker in Snowspeeder uniform, but this is almost like a throwaway release. It's like, it kind of doesn't belong, especially since the 40th line was effectively destroyed by the pandemic. I mean, some people, they want this, and that's great, but, I mean, this would be my first casualty if I... Exactly. I mean, because if they didn't put this out, they could have focused on Bespin Luke. Or if that's not coming out soon, Mando Luke with, R2. It's just, it seems like this is a figure that's keeping them from getting on with other things, ultimately, is what I'm saying.
I'll say this much: I wouldn't say the Rey and Kylo should have been canceled because I know a lot of people were looking forward to those two figures, at least from the show anyway, from the movie anyway. But these two right here, the Jet Troopers, these should have never been brought to life. This is just ridiculous. I understand the Sith Stormtrooper, yes. Or the First Order Stormtrooper, that looked freaking awesome. But these two Predator-looking mofos,
yeah,
really?
But I mean,
really?
It looks almost like the Tank Trooper helmet with some modifications, and then they throw a jetpack on them, slap some red paint on it. Here you go. I mean, you could get away with the red Sith Trooper, as possibly something in the Mando line, and again, because the helmet does look close enough to a transport trooper, but only in the red. The white one. It looks like something from a totally different genre. It looks like something almost from Tron. The way that the helmet's cut and the white and the black contrast each other. Again, the white Jet Trooper looks something like from Tron.
Yeah, these two should have never been made, honestly. Like, I would have preferred a Poe or Finn, But I know it would have been cost a lot more licensing and all that jazz. I think they would have sold a lot better. But because the thing is, everybody's been asking for a Poe since the first Poe from Force Awakens. That never came out, and people would have picked up the Poe Nathan Drake version. So Nathan Drake theme. So that could have happened. I want it
again. They creepio. Anybody who watched the Aerial Knots, red-eyed C-3PO, creepio. Give the baby to creepio. He would have been so much better. Evil. When you turn on Sith variant C-3PO. Why do we get these Jet Troopers and we still don't have a C-3PO?
That is true. That would have been the perfect amalgamation of all three of the C-3POs from the sequel trilogy. Like, that was their only opportunity, honestly. The only other opportunity to get us a C-3PO is the damn Empire Strikes Back C-3PO with the Chewbacca. That's the only way you're probably going to sell that freaking perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So, yep.
Now, I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this now. I am going to be disappointed if we are getting we're getting Mandalorian 3.0, and it's not a damn head sculpt with it. This one right here should have been a DX. This should have been the DX release.
I mean, who knows? Things could change 8 times before next week, in business meetings, and then they plan to just release something, and then that's get pulled back for a month because they're reviewing stuff internally. I don't know. Again, because of the extended delay, are they going to just keep pumping stuff out? Or, at least for pre-orders, or are they at this point would they actually hold this till season 3? And wait, for the 20,000 plus deluxe versions. We don't even know the number on the standard version, to sell out because the thing's still on or didn't it just come into stock a couple of weeks ago? And they're sitting on stocks. Yeah. So they probably have thousands of these things in stock. And they will eventually sell.
I think it was like 20,000 pre-orders on Deluxe Mando alone here in
just for Sideshow. And again, that's not including the standard version that didn't have the Grogu and the Pram. So, yeah, I mean, there's still. I mean, it's not the appropriate comment, but it's probably at this point the most apropos that it's technically a shelf warmer because they have so many of them. It's probably the only thing on their shelf compared to the other stock they actually have in their location.
That looks like the Death Watch that they have up for pre-order right now. Single songwriter was mentioning. I see it right here.
Yeah, that is the Death Watch because it's got the 3-bar.
Yeah. Nah, I actually like that Death Watch. That's gonna be a figure that people are gonna miss out on. And people.
I bought one. I've got one through. Like again, that's one of those figures I've got through my guy in Texas at Toy Dojo, Ed. You know, certain figures I'll get through Sideshow, use points coupons. Other figures, he's my guy, and he'll take care of you. Again, Ed at Toy Dojo. No shipping on anything over $149. So
all right, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can still use a coupon on the Mandalorian. Someone's asking about it. Let me see. Penny, he's asking if you can still use a coupon on the Mandalorian. I'm about to do it right now on my phone real quick. If I do it on the computer, it's going to take forever because I'm running the damn whatchamacallit. What's the thing I'm running? I'm running StreamYard, I'm running Facebook, I'm running this whole thing over here. So give me a second. Mandalorian, Deluxe Edition.
Hit the center, it all shuts down. K2SO, what was that line?
Dude, I you know what's funny? I accidentally freaking like I was on the wrong page. That's why it disappeared. I pressed the back button on the wrong page. I was like, no. Okay. I think the deluxe. Okay, it was a statement. Okay, I'm still gonna check though, just in case. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean the Tusken Raiders, Sinister SMR. For me, they are not weathered enough. They literally they look like they just came out of the Tusken Raider fashion store. You know, they just got brand new robes.
I know you can see it. The notification disappeared. But yes, you can still add a coupon. You can add the coupon to the IG-11. So if you guys are still waiting on the IG-11 to hit add to cart, I spoke to the reps. They're not even sure if the IG-11 will hit in stock before coming out pre-orders.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Sideshow is now there because of delays and stuff. Any orders that would be going to like Big Bad Toy Store, Comiconcept, any other third-party, retail, Sideshow is basically saying, nope, we're not sending you these now. We're taking care of our own orders. And so the latest batch, that my figure's tied up in, still in custom. Again, Sideshow is pulling orders numbers and sending them to their customers who placed orders with them, rather than fulfilling, retailer orders because of all the mass delays. So it's one of those things. If you ordered from another company like Big Bad Toy Store, Comiconcept's Alter Ego, fortunately you're going to have to wait a lot longer because Sideshow's prioritizing their own orders now.
Yeah, Tusken Raider, he's like, I could see this piece like selling pretty well for the resale market because not many people are going to pre-order. It's going to be another Death Watch situation. The only issue I have with this is that it's not weather enough. I'm hoping they pull some Gamora magic on the Tusken Raider and just redo the entire freaking body. Redo the entire, not the body, but the weathering. Like, just throw it into the freaking sand or something. Like this guy just graduated. I always say this. He graduated from Tusken University.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I don't know. It's too clean.
Okay, Toy Fair 2022 Bantha to sell more Tusken Raiders. If Hot Toys can make a Blurg, they can make a Bantha. Can you imagine a freaking Bantha, bro?
That's $600.
$600. That's $600.
Because it need to be actual, like, if you think they have problems with rooting hair on a female head sculpt, what do you think they do? It's essentially a woolly mammoth. It's going to literally be walking carpet. Like shag carpet.
Bathtub will be a side of a TV. Bruh, I will need to either get rid of my Avengers display case and have space for the Bantha. That's the only way. Or remove one of my shelves from my second China cabinet and add the Bantha there. That's the only way. That's the
That
only way I'll
Bantha
be able to
Poodoo.
fit that. Or
Yeah,
put it
that's
on top of the D-top or something.
Yep.
But he told you spill some coffee on the Tuscan Raider and there's your weather. Hell, I'll spill some Bacardi on it and see what happens. Just spill some Bacardi. Wepa on the damn Tuscan
Yeah,
Raider.
and then when he lights, he spills some Bacardi. Then when he lights his flintlock off, his whole robes go in flames. Spark off.
Let's see, like, it's not gonna happen. A Bantha's not gonna. A prototype, yes. We're probably gonna see a Bantha prototype.
Yeah, a Hot Toys Flex. Yeah, they'll do something like that.
Because you're asking, because not many people are gonna buy that. That's the problem. Hot Toys wants to make money, right? So they can't be putting out these big pieces that don't want to sell. They don't want to pull a Blitzway with their Ecto 1, which was like, nobody was saying it's a great piece. The only problem is no one bought it.
Exactly. So.
But anyway, guys, it is 8:05 p.m. I know we're getting a lot more people coming in now because they're probably coming in back from work. But at the moment, we're pretty. Darn it! Okay, so super chat. I can't end it now. Let's see what's up with this super chat. Let's see what Nathan wants to bring in. This is you, Irk, the Tuscan Raider Camp Social and Events Coordinator. He doesn't like to get dirty.
Okay, whatever works in your head canon, awesome. Awesome. But I'll just say this though. I will just say this, based on the rumors for the Kenobi leak. This might not be. We might be seeing Tuskens, but more Tuskens, actual dirty Tuskens, and the potential recanonization of a former Jedi who goes and actually leads a tribe of
Tuscan Raiders.
Tuscan Raiders as their warlord, a former Jedi. So again, that's one of the potential.
That's a rumor.
That's one of the leaks from Kenobi. That, like, the main villain is not going to be Vader. It's going to be a fellow Jedi who essentially knows who Luke is through the Force, and he's going to try and kill Luke so that Vader and Palpatine don't come to Tatooine.
Yeah, I know.
I
know the Jedi. I think he has a
Sharad Heth.
Yeah, Sharad Heth, and he carries a Rancor tooth as a lightsaber. I think he's the one. I think he's the one with the Rancor tooth lightsaber.
Yeah, no, again, they're recanonizing him because originally he was all like, it took place prior to Naboo, and then like at the end of the Clone Wars, he left or whatever. But they're shifting everything to the end of the Clone Wars as a starting point. So.
Let me see. If we don't get closure with Cody, I'll be sad. But that also means that Filoni needs to find another way to kill Imperial Cody. Man, can you imagine an Imperial Cody hot toy? Imperial colors. That'd be nice.
So.
Well, unfortunately, Cody, he in the lore before they got recanonized. I don't know if they're gonna follow this lore, but Cody ended up just being a guard at the Camino station, just chilling the rest of his life, training new Imperials that weren't worth the shit for combat, and he lived the rest of his days there. And then there's another like theory or canon that Cody ended up becoming one of the first Dark Troopers, like the programming, the computer programming. They used
the cybernetics.
Cody's,
yeah,
the cybernetics that went down with the Dark Troopers was based off Cody's memories.
Yeah, so, and again, Dark Troopers and Death Troopers, they're two different lines of troopers. They're not the same. So.
Didn't that Jedi turn to dark? I think he did. He did.
He eventually, if I remember correct, I think one of his ancestors or like one of his heirs or whatever becomes Dark Crate into the One Sith Empire. So potential, and again in Legends, it also deals with the Yuzong Vong. So it almost seems potentially wise. This also leads into the rumors that Lucas is coming back to write a new trilogy, and he's putting his own money up to produce. So again, they lay groundwork in Kenobi, for this stuff. And then the next series takes place after the Disney sequels. Who's to say we don't have the one Sith and the Yuzong Vong back in canon? So it almost seems like they're working that way.
Now, will the Yuzong Vong trilogy take over the sequel trilogy as far as
It'll take after?
It'll take.
I think it would take after. See, and now I know Patty Jenkins is doing Rogue Squad, and this is supposedly taking place after the sequel trilogy. So who knows? Maybe this could be like a feeder movie. Where it's its own movie, where it's its own internal plotline, but it spreads or at least plants the seeds of the Vong. So.
Well, with overpowered Rey, she wouldn't have no problems with the Yuzong Vong, the way she handles everybody else now. Like, hell, she could just go by herself and take on the Yuzong Vong and call it a day. Like, okay, everyone go home. I got this.
Yep. So,
who's more likely to see in live action, Quinlan Vos or Ventress?
Ventress. Yeah, Ventress. Easier.
Yeah, Ventress.
Just shave some woman's head or have her wear a bald cap, throw some paint on her, and then give her 2 lightsabers. There's Ventress. Quinlan Vos is a little more complicated.
And also you could throw in the whole Dooku aspect with her too. So there's so many ways. Quinlan Vos, he's a bit of a niche for fans. At least with Ventress, she got that hotness with her, and also she's psychotic. So she's pretty much sort of like Harley Quinn of Sith Lords.
Yeah.
Well, she's more demented than that. But either way, I like my Ventress. I really like Ventress. I really like the little romance she was going with Kenobi. Well, she was more onto Kenobi versus Kenobi on her. But she was cuckoo for Cocoa.
She was crazy. So. She's like that. Yeah, she's like that crazy chick. Like crazy people who know how the other crazy people are, but you also know if they're crazier than you.
So yeah, she knew that Kenobi was crazy. Like that's why I like him so much. I'm like, chill, lady, chill.
Yeah. Yep. Crazy people know who the other crazy people are.
Oh man. Okay, so how is Ventress easier? What lady wants to shave their head and look like a demented vampire? What's Voss seems?
Ask Karen Gilliam as Nebula.
Oh
Ask
my
Karen
god!
See it right there. Karen Gilliam had to shave her head or her bald cap. I had that answer before you even asked it.
She's hot and crazy, just like most of my ex-girls. Oh my god. Yep. Daddy, chill. Wasn't Voss in the Phantom?
Originally, it wasn't intended for it to be Voss, but it was retconned for it to him that it was Voss.
And also, there was a deleted scene where Voss was during the Battle of Kashyyyk as well. But that never fruition. I think he got caught in an explosion in the battle, and then he escaped. Like, he didn't die, but he it was the other one that died. The other girl, I forgot her name. She was the master of the Padawan that turned dark side in the Clone Wars. I forgot her name. Damn, I used to know the names of all these Jedi's that were that appeared in Revenge of the Sith. It wasn't Voss. Yes. The Dark Disciple novel is great. It's based on a unproduced Clone Wars arc with Ventress. She has a romance with Quinlan Vos. Ooh, look at that. I can see them both getting together. They're both crazy.
Yeah, Force on Force.
Yeah, Force on Force. Quinlan Vos is out of his mind. And then, but that's like 2 episodes instead of a movie franchise. Barriss Offee.
Isn't Barriss aren't they bringing her back? Barriss Offee?
I think yeah. Apparently, like Filoni had some plans with her.
Yeah. So I mean, like apparently she's back in some form.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe for Bad Batch. I don't not for Bad Batch. I don't know. Maybe she's a what?
I mean,
what's
Book of Boba or Mando season 3 you're pushing.
What's
that's 30 years plus.
Maybe an Acolyte.
Yeah, I mean,
Acolyte.
Yeah, maybe, but I'll be honest. I have no faith that Acolytes is actually going to get past. When Kennedy's gone, or it's finally official. She has nothing to do with Star Wars. Acolytes is going to be the first thing to see the chopping block. Second will be the writers group.
I was really hoping Acolytes was going to do well, but I've been hearing that they're bringing in people that don't know the lore, and I'm like, okay, that's a big no-no.
They're bringing in people who are concerned about feelings, not concerned about story.
Yeah, if you're not bringing people that know the lore, then like the reason why Mandalorian did so well is because we had two people that loved Star Wars and they knew their lore, especially Filoni. Filoni was the lore master here. And then, Jon Favreau, he had a longing relationship with Star Wars, since he was
well, and here's the thing too, so, even the directors, you would not expect them. The episode where, Mando joins up with with Bo-Katan and the other two to go and, basically hijack the Imperial vessel. You know who actually directed that episode?
Who?
Bryce Dallas Howard. She's a mega Star Wars nerd. You would never even expected her of all people, because she directed that, and she's a mega nerd too. So everybody that Favreau or Filoni are hiring, you might not realize it, they're mega nerds, just like Robert Rodriguez. He actually pre-plotted the whole Return of Boba Fett using action figures. He didn't do animatics. He filmed it using action figures, and then Filoni saw that, and Filoni basically told him, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. So, yeah. I mean, the people who are being put on the Mando as directors, not only are they good directors, they're just as nerdy about Star Wars as we are.
Yeah, that's why I think what needs to be done, no matter your political views, as long as you know your lore or have some love for Star Wars, if you're bringing people that don't know, like a lot of people were mad when they found out that the writers or the director that did WandaVision didn't even know who Mephisto was. Like, how can you not know who Mephisto was when you're doing the children of Wanda?
I'm not even that big in knowledge about like the House of M and the subvariants and all that stuff, but I even know who that is. It's like, because that's more like the cosmic, not even the cosmic, more the magical side of that Marvel. But again, that's one of those things they tie in. So it's like everybody who does a Marvel movie or a DC movie or a Star Wars movie, they should be required to read a basic, not even like books, but just like a treatment of how the franchise works. Because. Yeah, a lot of these franchises, they have what's called like franchise Bibles that literally like, this is the canon, this character died here, or this character can't interact with this character for this, or, and it's just, again, case in point, the Disney Star Wars sequel, they had no solid plan. It was literally, here's movie 1, here's movie 2, here's movie 3, let's see what we can do, rather than, this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3, this is how we split them up, this is how we tie them together, this is how we tell a separate story, but, still further the overall arc that needs to be told in 3 stories. Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't mind this, because a lot of good merch coming out this freaking storyline right here. Yeah, give me more Mandos, baby, yes. I wouldn't mind a Jester. I wouldn't mind having a Jester figure, man.
You see, yeah, realistically, if like the whole like the High Republic era is like, why? Because like 15, 20 years, even before Phantom Menace, you had the Jedi and you had the Mandos in full-out war. Are you telling me that's you won't? Okay, basically Disney is telling you that they care more about a rock in the High Republic than they do about doing a Mandalorian Jedi war, like not battles, full-on war 20 years before a new Phantom Menace. So
yeah, Thrawn said it perfectly. Knowing the lore should be obligatory to write Star Wars stories. You can't improve it if you don't know it. Exactly. Like, hell, Thrawn in Rebels. Like he showed that because in order to know your villain, you gotta understand them. You gotta understand their cultures. You gotta understand that that's how you defeat them. You know?
I just you got to learn their cultures. You got to learn their texts. Yeah, I mean, from a world aspect, as someone who's fought overseas, yeah, absolutely, you learn the enemy. Unfortunately, to better deal with them.
Now, I think this will be a last thing to hit on before we set things off. I love to see some Hot Toy OT bounty hunters once Book of Boba Fett drops. Now, this is my case. Because of, Tamar Morrison came out and said that Book of Boba Fett is supposed to be also taking place flashbacks in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So, there is a way that Hot Toys can, or the show can slip in.
You know what I just realized? That might actually be Shadow of the Empire. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. The timeline matches perfectly. What he said is perfectly. Because, again, it's like a side mission, but Han is still involved, Boba's still involved. Then you bring in Prince Threezero, which his species has been seen on multiple... His species has been seen in Clone Wars. He's been seen in Bad Batch. He's been seen in the species in Rebels. So, yeah, I just get a feeling. I get that warm, fuzzy sensation. It might be a retelling of Shadows of the Empire through Boba's view. And that would be freaking awesome.
Dude, what if Dash Rendar pops up, man? He just pops up. Man, Dash Rendar did fight Boba Fett. He did fight Boba Fett at one point.
And guess what? You remember from Rebels?
Yo.
The Dash Rendar's vehicle?
Yes.
That version is it was at least still in part of the Rebel fleet. So, I mean, every bit of information is still there.
Dude, that would be freaking epic.
I mean, that's one of those things. I just thought of that, and I'm like, this is Shadows of the Empire.
Dude, wow.
Like Lucasfilm put too much money into that in the 90s for them not to revisit it, because it is one of those. It was basically the biggest Star Wars thing they did that was not actually a movie. So, comics, TV shows, games.
Comics, video games. Actually, video games on top of video games for that shit.
And then specific toy lines.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think this is... timeline, it fits in too perfect for it not... it just works.
Boba Fett versus IG-88 2-pack.
I remember those. Yep. And it had the Dark Horse comic in the back, and it had the packaging where they were facing off each other. I remember. Yeah, I totally remember going and buying those. Absolutely.
I hated fighting IG-88 in the Nintendo 64 game. That was my worst boss fight I ever had. If you ever had a boss fight as a kid, that's one of the boss fights I still remember to this day. I had issues because the thing is, the whole map was a boss fight. Not only when you popped your head out, IG-88 automatically had like a freaking shot at your head. You had
with his detonator gun
all over the place. There was literally lava all over the place, so you had to jump around, navigate yourself away from the lava, especially with IG-88 just blasting the hell out of you with auto fire. I'm like, oh my god, this was so annoying facing off that IG-88 dude, man.
Yes, indeed. But there's hope. Please, Boba, give us hope.
Please, Book of Boba Fett. I think because what happened with with Kathleen Kennedy and then Gina Carano and all that stupidness. We're not going to see a lot of Mandalorian stuff other than Book of Boba Fett. But I think Book of Boba Fett is going to keep us sane until we get season 3, because season 3 hasn't even been shot yet. They're not even starting shooting yet.
No. But I just got to say though, potentially. Though again, if they go that route, you have the potential to see de-aged Luke again. You have the potential to see de-aged Carrie Fisher, Leia again. You even have the potential for a de-aged Harrison Ford. And again, since he got hurt today, he's gonna need some more money. Because another Harrison Ford movie, another Harrison Ford injury on Disney property.
A tale as old as time. A tale as old as time. I can't believe. I swear to God, if he gets on another talk show and
he's gonna
breaks
a DX Indiana Jones, he's gonna break a DX Indiana Jones now, explaining his shoulder injury this time.
Oh my God! Please stop. Let me see. Do you think we could see a Cad Bane in Book of Boba Fett? I'm hoping that we do see an older Cad Bane meeting up with Bothan once again, or it could be several things. If Bad Batch doesn't include the final fight between Cad Bane and Boba Fett, where Boba Fett, holds, brings back his name once again as the best bounty hunter in the galaxy, in his family name against Cad Bane, where, the deleted scene where he took on Cad Bane and beat him. So, in the quick draw, they could redo that for either for Bad Batch or redo that for live action with Book of Boba Fett.
See, but I think I could see it going either way, but if at least in the Book of Boba Fett, that goes more to the overall redemption arc of Boba. Not only, like, at that point, yeah, he was a bounty hunter, he worked for the Empire, but now he's back, he's now trying to do right, he's changed the markings on his helmet to honor his father. And then what better way to say he's the baddest ass in the, in the galaxy, but however, he's also he's not bad, but he's not good, but he's not a villain anymore, if it's kind of like the anti-hero.
Yeah, I feel Boba Fett's now going to enter the anti-hero route after the moment he had in Mandalorian, because it wouldn't make sense for him to go back to another freak. Like, this is the reason why I did not like most of the storylines with Boba Fett when he came out to Sarlacc, because everything was Solo. Every time he went after Solo, he either got beaten to hell up or got sent right back into the Sarlacc pit. He went into the Sarlacc pit 3 times. 3 freaking times after the first time. And I'm like, just stay out of Tatooine, Boba. Or stay out of Tatooine and stop messing with Solo. Like, call it a day. And then, they did a redemption arc in a way for him where he did become Mandalore. Enough of this bounty hunter life. I'm going to go become Mandalore and face off against the Yusong Bun. Which he did. And then he went on to train Solo's daughter. Solo. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind this redemption arc of anti-hero arc for Boba Fett. Like, I really want to see what he's going to do in Book of Boba Fett with the, Tatooine. Make Tatooine great again. So we'll see what happens. Boba already had a dent in his helmet, so I think we see him face off with Cad Bane. It'll be a Bad Batch or not Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, the dent, was caused by the blaster bolt that hits him right in the. Like, if it wasn't for the Mandalorian, Beskar on that helmet, he would have been dead. He would have been dead. Like, but the thing is, I think it would have been a tie. Honestly, it would have been a tie between Cad Bane and they both would have died. But that blaster bolt that hit that Beskar held up. So,
yeah, and again, you got to remember, if Cad Bane is working under the contract of the Kaminoans might have gave him advanced weapons, because Hunter's armor again is not reg armor. That's clone commando armor, which is the best of the best clone armor. It's even it's the strongest armor in the galaxy, and Cad Bane cut through that like a hot knife through butter, which I'm assuming the Kaminoans gave him some advanced tech, or at least the specs on how to modify his weapon to cut through the material.
There was a cool EU storyline where Fett stand off with Solo, and Fett lets him go. I never reading that. I just remember reading Solo always beat him after that. That's the problem. There was always this chase. There was like this cat and mouse and chase between Boba Fett and Solo, and then Solo always beat him. But I might have to look that up. I might have to look that one up. I didn't know Fett let him go. Because I honestly, Fett, after all the losses he had with Solo, I would imagine Fett would have just gunned him down at that point. I'm like, that's it, Solo. I just absolutely hate this man. But anyway, guys, that is all we have for today. We've we've been up all day. Me and Don Prime. Don Prime was doing his thing. I was cleaning my figures. If you guys notice, I changed up a lot of my display and put a lot more figures over here because I'm moving things around. These are not set up for my display just yet. Because I was moving things around and I was cleaning a lot of figures. Hell, man, I have double what my Marvel figures are when it comes to the counts of figures. I have more Star Wars figures than I do have Marvel. So that's why I couldn't do the live stream Tuesday, because I was like, this table was full and I didn't want to make a mistake. It was literally, I had no space. I literally had no space. So I had to be meticulous about things. And also I was doing 303. I still haven't added the cleric finisher yet to the boots. So that's what I was going to work on. I'm going to wait till the 303, does his business with my boots and all that, everything. And then I'm going to add the cleric finisher to the boots tomorrow, I think. Or tonight. We'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to be awake to do that. But Don Prime, anything you've got to say?
Nope, not too much. We'll be back again this weekend. Hopefully Hot Toys releases, or at least announces something as actually, being released, possibly this weekend or maybe Monday. And again, for everybody in the same boat as me, waiting for their scouts and their IG-11s, come on, Customs, just give us our stuff. It's already paid for. So, again, we can't, on this one, the Sideshow, this is on Uncle Sam, not Sideshow, so.
Yeah, it's not their fault.
Don't give hate to Sideshow for this. And again, and I'll be completely honest, Sideshow is taking great care of me. As you can see, my original Mark III quarter scale, it was busted. The blue effect lighting one didn't work. Got a return label on last Monday. Shipped it out. They had sent this replacement back 2 days later while it was basically still en route halfway through the country. Just got it today. Everything's perfect. And I know we like to crap on Sideshow a lot, but they really do have really good customer service. So, and one other thing, as far as getting more Sideshow points, it's to the point, if you want to get Sideshow rewards, you literally now have to start playing Sideshow's games. And by that, I mean you have to go to their YouTube channel. You don't necessarily have to be subscribed, but when they hold events like Iron Man Day, the trivia, the bingo, or the video game trivia, you go into YouTube, you have to go to a second website, which basically you have to register your email address that's with your Sideshow account. And then, you'll get sometimes participation rewards points. Other times you'll win and you'll get points. Other times you'll enter a lottery, you'll get points. I mean, and just from the Iron Man trivia day, I've got like $35 in points just from like Sideshow doing YouTube stuff. So, again, it's one of those things. It stinks. No more code groups. Everything's as individualized. But if you want to get some extra points, it's one of those things you got to play their games literally.
Yeah. As for me, like the points, I never had an issue with points. But if you guys ever want to hit up on our Cisco page that we got going on, it's 6 scale survival guide, and we actually talk about different places that if you guys don't shop at Sideshow, there's other places that we mentioned. Thanks to the help with Adam Aguilar, he's always coming up with ways to come up with these nice little tips and tricks just to find all the places to purchase. Like, for example, the Hunter. He brings these up quite a lot, and he always has these links, and then these different ways you can find these figures for, and different prices as well. So yeah, we do this, and also I was looking to post more my ways of taking care of my figures as well, like the clear finishers. Post those links pretty soon. But yeah, if you guys ever want to just come by and just share your thoughts and your new purchases, or talk about 6 scale figures, we'll pretty much be there, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun developing this, along with Don Prime, Adam, and a bunch of us at 6 scale Guide, and also Adam did another entry with the light up functions of his setup too. I think that was pretty cool as well. Yeah, Adam is so freaking talented when it comes to lighting up his stuff. I always loved his work.
Yep, and then he's showing off his CCFLs, and then again, we actually have a few people in the 6 scale survival guide that actually make CCFLs. In fact, the 2 latest ones I got are from him, and I have 2 more on order. So again, we do have people in the 6 Sale Survival that are capable of building you custom CCFLs. So, you know, and if you're interested, you know, you'll find out who they are. And again, they're about $55 shipped.
Don Prime, where did you get the light up lightsabers from? That's funny. You know, after you just mentioned it, then he was like, "Oh yes." Speaking of,
so check out 6 Scale. All their information, the names are on there too. So, yep, you got a couple of different options. Again, it's one of those things. Do you want 3D printed? Do you want someone to drill and tap out your Hot Toys hilt? Again, different people do it different ways, and it's up to you. Do you want your original Hot Toys hilt to be sent to someone and have it dropped in, or do you want a 3D print made and then somebody painted it for you? You know, it all depends on you. And you will have different prices because it costs more to have the hilt from Hot Toys tapped and, you know, drilled out than it does to, you know, have someone 3D print and then paint it. So.
Oh, and those of you who are asking about my heavy infantry Mando, he's doing fine. My heavy infantry Mando is doing fine. He's chilling with my OG Mandalorian up there, which I'm gonna make my Mandalorian shelf up here. I'm gonna grab a couple of my troopers over here that are Mandalorian and move them up there. It's a lot of moving around. Then once I have that set up, then we'll do the whole collection tour 3.0. But anyway, guys, thank you for talking out. I love to hear your thoughts. Well, I already heard your thoughts, but those of you who are joining in who haven't put their comments in just yet, if you guys are watching the video, love to hear your thoughts down below. And, you know, just what we talked about today, because it is an issue with Hot Toys, you know, all these delays and more pre-orders than anything. But I'm hoping that as we progress, you know, things will be, you know, better in the long run for us. I think we just got to be more patient with them because, you know, after what happened with the pandemic, it's understandable. And I just hope that the rumors are spreading about Hot Toys, you know, going out of business. It's just a lot of talk. I just hope that, you know, Hot Toys is actually doing well, and we hope to see more of these figures come out, especially the freaking end games come out.
Exactly. Yep, we are at the end game.
We are at the end game
of Endgame. So
of the end game for Endgame figures. Anyway, guys, I hope you have an awesome weekend and have some week this week. And remember, may the weapons be with you always.
All right, folks, have a good one.
Peace out, guys.